4x4 crew cab with only 94,000 miles, priced at $31,995. Or how about a 2016 Chevrolet Tahoe LT, only 82,000 miles, priced at $31,995. At Oak Grove Auto Sales Service and Body Shop, 522 Oak Grove Road, Kings Mountain. Online at oakgroveauto.com. Like them on Facebook too. They are now in their new location. We're talking about Innovative Pool Designs. Now open in the brand new big building at 836 East King Street in Kings Mountain. Innovative Pool Designs does it all. See them for custom built in-ground or above-ground pools. Also vinyl liner replacement. And they carry a full line of pool supplies. Plus, yes, they do water testing, so your pool will be sparkling clean. The new Innovative Pool Designs, now open at 836 East King Street in Kings Mountain, open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, 9 to 3 Sunday, online at ipdnc.com. Like them on Facebook too.
Make the grass grow with fertilizer from This and That Trading Post in Dallas. Come get your bags of fertilizer priced from $9 to $11. Cook out with 18-pound bags of charcoal, just $6 a bag. LED garden solar lights, a pack of 6 for $15.75. Mesh dryer bags are 75 cents each. This and That Trading Post has 3.5-gallon size shop vacs for $60. A 12-pack case of body armor is $24. Hamburger Helper is 75 cents a box. And just arrived fragrance oils, $2 each or 3 for $5. At This and That Trading Post, 3857 Dallas High Shoals Road in Dallas, right across from the trade lot.
Gutter Guys in Kings Mountain is celebrating 20 years in business. Gutter Guys is the Carolinas' local leader in the gutter and roofing industry. Their team specializes in metal and shingle roofing and seamless gutter solutions tailored to enhance your home or business. Did you know that gutters that aren't cleaned at least once a year could lead to leaks, foundation issues, and costly repairs? Schedule your free estimate today by calling 704-879-4384. Again, 704-879-4384. Remember the name, Gutter Guys.
There she is.
Cody? So you didn't get what I told you to?
Dad, I did my research.
Let's see what he can do. Not bad.
What do you think?
Not bad. Not bad.
So?
He likes it.
I knew he would.
Your Coyote dealer is West End Sales, Highway 18 North, Highway 27 West intersection in Vail.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain.
And good morning. Welcome to another Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Blah. It's been
Damn.
with Kevin, Zach, Tom, Terry, JP, and Chip, and it's been a while since I've been able to say that. So it's just
Well,
Terry isn't on. I can't hear Terry.
7 days is a pretty long transition in between
Yeah,
shows.
For JP it is.
For some people, it is.
Well, I'm enjoying my McDonald's breakfast. How about you guys?
Oh heck yeah! I had 2 hash browns that were fantastic, and a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And I had an apple pie, and I had a bacon. I'm going to have a bacon, egg, and cheese McMuffin during our first commercial break.
I had a sausage and egg biscuit, and I had same as Terry, not 2 though. I had 1 hash browns, but I'll say this: it was so good I could have ate 2 hash browns
me too.
today. How
And
about
Tom, how come you eat your pie before you eat your food?
I just did
Your
today.
mom didn't teach you right.
Don't talk about my mother on the show, Terry.
I'm not. I'm just saying your mom should have taught you right.
Don't leave my mother out of this, okay?
It's because she did teach him right, and he's just rebelling now, and he's doing whatever he's doing the opposite.
I don't understand.
I
you,
had a
Tom.
little bit of coffee left, and it was starting to get cold, and I like my pie with my coffee. If you must understand why I do that. Usually I don't.
How many calories is it all? The coffee and the pie.
Probably a good bit, but see,
You'd be ripped, Tom, if you didn't drink all that coffee and pie.
Why do I want to be ripped?
He looked like Todd Sauerbrunn from the Panthers.
What's the point?
Back in the
Yeah,
day.
remember when you had your sweater?
You might make the you might make the Cleveland County calendar.
Okay,
for
first
teacher's calendar.
of all, my mother's been shamed. Now I've been called fat.
I'm not shaming your mother.
I think you're ripped. Ripped. It's empty calories. All that coffee and.
So
pie.
I'm gonna walk around Myrtle Beach like I'm the 50-year-old rip guy. Look at me.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's just not something I'd rather have my pie.
Listen, Ric Flair's 122 and he still does it.
Yeah.
He looks like the Walking Dead.
Let me tell you who still looks good. I know it's still it's a little bit off topic, but William Shatner was on a talk show.
He's like 90-something years old.
93. And let me tell you something about that guy. He is as sharp and as witty as a guy half his age. I mean, I just was listening to his interview and his going back and forth, and I just cannot believe how sharp and with it, and he could just come back, snappy comebacks.
Well, he fits right in our
Captain
age bracket
Kirk.
for presidential candidates. So
Yeah, he does.
He can just jump right on.
I'm telling you, that guy is sharper than either one of our presidential candidates as far as just coming up with stuff off the cuff. I was just really
Did y'all even
impressed.
get to breakfast before you started talking about Tom's mother? I just walked down the hall and I don't know what happened.
He's talking about my mother. I mean, you don't go there. You don't go there. You stay away from my mom on this show, okay? You can talk about anybody else. Don't talk about my mother. I will talk about my mother.
That's right.
And talk about how crazy she is, but you will not talk about my mother.
And he'll eat his pie any way he wants to.
I'll eat my pie anytime I want.
All right, be quiet, Tom.
Be quiet. That's how you know you've won the argument with Terry, because he just says, "Be quiet, be quiet, be quiet."
We've got a lot to talk to. Actually, did you ever get a breakfast?
Yeah.
Okay. I had a sausage biscuit and a strawberry banana.
That's what caused the mom talk.
I know.
Smoothie?
No, the strawberry pie.
Oh. Okay. Well, it is sponsored by McDonald's, our local McDonald's, Mr. Kuth and the gang here in Cherryville and the surrounding areas. Make sure you see them breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We enjoy our breakfast here every Saturday morning before the show and do get our extra calories and sugar bumps going here in the morning. We got a big day. We got to review our NASCAR NCAA brackets. We do got to talk NASCAR this week in Texas. Jimmy Johnson is racing this week, so we'll talk a little bit about that in a little bit. We've got NBA last weekend of the season, and then the play-in starts this week. The Hornets have really nothing to do with either one of those. So
The West standings got really tight last night.
It's crazy out west. It's going to be entertaining to watch that. Baseball-wise, season started up these past 2 weeks. We'll cover some of that. I went to St. Louis this past week. I'll give you an update on that trip and what to do and what not to do. Let's see what else. NFL. We got any NFL news? Anything going on? I don't think so. Do we?
No.
What about the guy from Kansas City?
now-
He might probably go to jail for racing and wrecking on the interstate.
Yeah, probably. Now, I did go to a professional. We'll talk about it in a little bit. A professional football game while I was in St. Louis.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that when we was off
the
air earlier, and I forgot.
Was it 39,000?
It was. I think they actually
pretty good.
Right over 40. Is what it ended up at.
If they can average that many fans, they'll make money.
It's underneath the top seats.
The problem is, they open up the 50 yards from 30 to 30 in the upper deck, Terry.
Where are they?
They only go from 30 to 30
in the upper deck.
Where are they playing?
That's more than the Panthers hold.
Where are they playing?
That's more than the Panthers get in the dome.
The one that the Rams played in.
Yes, so I've seen Emmitt Smith and the St. Louis Battlehawks on the same field.
Wow.
I did. So when I went a long time ago, we went to see. We were going to see the Rams play the Cowboys, and the Cardinals as well were playing that weekend, and we weren't going to go on the same day. But when the Rams and Cowboys game got done, we walked. Our hotel was next to the baseball stadium, and we walked by, and they were still playing the game. Well, Terry, back then, I don't know if I'm pretty sure they still don't then. Well, back then they opened the gates in the seventh inning to anybody.
Yeah, anybody can come in.
So we walked in. Cardinals were down, and they made a comeback and won. So I got to see Emmett and the Cowboys beat the Rams, the Kurt Warner, Torrey Holt Rams, and all those, and Marshall Faulk. And then I walked down the street, walked in the seventh, eighth inning, and watched the rest of the Cardinals come back and win. I can't remember who they played for the life of me. I know I've got tickets and stuff somewhere for it, but yeah, or no, I don't have tickets for that game, but the game before. But we went in and just walked in and saw the end of it. So that was one of the best days I'd had at that. But yeah, the dome now. And real quick, I sent you guys a picture, and I'll pull it up in a little bit. Did you get what I sent you when I sent you the picture of the soda fountains?
Yeah.
Did y'all get what I was saying? They had my son and I walked up to order drinks, and the fountains there, they had Sundrop on the fountains. And I said, son, I've never seen that at a ballpark, even around here, as far as in the fountain. Have you guys ever seen that at Panthers or Hornets game? Or I don't even know if they've seen. Terry, you ever seen that at the even at the NASCAR races?
No.
Sundrop on tap. So he was pumped. He said, I want a Sundrop. I want a Sundrop. We waited in line, got up there, and the lady in line, nice as she could be, I said, 2 Sundrops, please. I said, I've never seen those in the stadium. And she goes, well, I got some bad news for you.
It's empty.
And I said, what? And she goes, those fountains are left over from when the Rams were here.
Really? Wow. Well, can I buy one of them today?
So behind them, they had a big giant coolers of the drinks. And she said, she looked at the fountain. She goes, we actually have all of these in 16 ounces except the Sundrop. So they had RC Cola.
I was going to say, I've seen that. And now I see the RC Cola on there, and they had something else.
But they had
RC.
7-Up.
I don't even know what that RC. There's 2 RCs on here. I don't know what that other one was.
Diet. RC Light.
Yeah, they don't even make that around
RC
here.
Light?
Yeah,
Yeah, they used to have that. Yeah.
But when you sent that picture, I thought you were just laughing because they left the snacks out front.
Nope.
Well,
it was the
something.
Sundrop thing, and the lady, and I had explained to the lady, we're from the area about Sundrop, and I've never seen it in an actual event where you could, pour it in. I've seen it restaurants around here have the fountains, but not an actual. Hey, I'm at a Panthers or Braves game or anything like that. Tom,
what is the Southern obsession with Sundrop? Y'all are obsessed with that.
I got an answer.
I mean, it's amazing.
I'll tell you what my sister-in-law says.
The Southern obsession with Sundrop.
So up north, she lives right outside Chicago. They get the ones that's got the different colored bottle top, the yellow, and that means that it's bottled by Coca-Cola.
Right.
So it's in the Dr. Pepper bottle. That's how you can tell the difference. She said she comes down, she gets the real stuff every time. She said because what they have up there doesn't cause the burn when you drink it. That
it must
burn.
be, man. It just must be. But I've just heard of people borderline kidney failure from too many Sundrops. So I just don't understand why. I mean, it just seems like you're more obsessed with that than sweet tea.
I will say,
yes, a lot of people have passed the kidney stone because of their.
That's what I'm saying.
I will say
That's
this,
what I'm saying.
and I'll leave it after this one. But I was worked with Harris Teeter for years and was down here at this store, one of the top selling Sundrop stores in the area. We had a new VP that came in that come from Albertsons out in the out in Arizona area. And he walked in our store and everything was modded. He says, why is this in here? We had 3 times the space as the other 2 giant drinks, and they showed him what it sold. and he didn't know what to say. I mean, it was 3-1 over both of them combined. And that's when they was running 89-cent 2 liters in the floor, and you had pallet drops everywhere.
Now, I like the cheer wine, so the cheer wine slush,
too.
Anything cheer wines, but that's my problem.
You want to start a riot?
But the Sun Drop, I'll drink Sun Drop on ice. I like it, but just without it. But
you want to start a riot at Burns High School? Just let the vending machine run on the cheer wine and Sun Drop.
My daughter likes cheer wine floats.
Yes, those are fantastic. Grape floats are good. But anyway, I thought y'all would, and Zach being
I didn't notice it. Like honestly, I didn't. I thought it was the chips on the front.
No, it was the Sun Drop. But the Battle Hawks, it was fun. It was easy to get into and out. And I'll tell you this, Tom. You know, with you talk lack of money or funding, they didn't have any ushers. So what you got in there? We bought club seats for $25, cushion seats. Right there at the 30-yard line. You could go anywhere you want to. Once you got in there, they checked you at the door, and they checked you at the stairs to get in the section, so to get in the whatever level. But once you were in that level, there was no usher. Like, Cardinals had an usher on every aisle, and every usher met you before you went down, and they knew exactly who you were going up and down and everything else. There was none at the Battle Hawks. So, like, just
free for all.
So what would you do if somebody sat in your seats?
You moved over 4 seats.
I was getting ready to say, you're just going to move.
It's like
It'd be like
Tom's never been to a NASCAR race, has he, Terry?
It'd be like.
No, I've been to NASCAR.
That's what it was.
It'd probably like somebody talking about your mom or something.
You get up to go to the restroom, you just lost your seat.
Probably like somebody talking about your mom or something. Somebody would fight.
So luckily when we were, like I said, we were in the club level, so we weren't battling for seats down in the lower section. Lower section was full as could be and rowdy. It was like watching the Raiders game down there. They were having a good time. We were safely in the comfort. But what I'm saying about the club level, so when I say club level, it's just the cushion seats in front of the booths, but all the booths were unlocked and people were going in there and sitting down and going wherever they wanted in the luxury suites. Like all the lights were off. Nobody was in there working. But the people in that level were just walking in there and setting up shop in there. So it wasn't like crazy or anything, but it was nice, fun environment to watch a football game. I'll show some attendance figures later for some of the other teams in games, but they're not doing as well as St. Louis is. I'll say that as far as the attendance. I was hoping Chip would have called by now, but
can I say something?
Go ahead.
All right, this is I heard you guys talking about Sun Drop and cherry wine. Kevin will probably remember me telling this. When Cherryville Post 100 went to Bartersville, Oklahoma, we drove the Winnebago out. We stayed at a motorhome court. Super nice people. They were great. So when we got ready to leave, we'd been doing the remotes in the van. I left them a case of Sun Drop and a case of cherry wine the night before we left. Well, we got ready to check out, and the lady and the gentleman, they were an older couple, said that Sun Drop was fantastic, but said, I tell you what, we're going to give you these cherry wine back because we don't drink. I'll never forget it.
But
never forget it.
Calvin, you can always tell a real Southerner because they don't say cheer wine. They say cheer wine.
Cheer wine.
The wine,
yeah.
for some reason, has the accent.
That's right.
And that's how you could tell a real Southerner.
Yeah, I'm going to give you these back because we don't drink. All right, you guys have a good day. Hey, by the way, we got a remote today on WHS. James River Equipment Company. They're giving away some great prizes, some trimmers, some blowers, and even a lawnmower today. So go over there and register. Free Dairy Queen hot dogs. So come see us 10 to 2 today.
You got the address, Kevin?
That's John.
703 North Post Road, Shelbytown.
That's John Deere, right?
John Deere.
John Deere.
Yep.
They got everything you need over there.
All right.
They do.
So
the
kids got some keychains. They're the Battle Hawks. So they're a bird or whatever. But the only thing I got for us, I got to say, a rally towel here in the back. If you're watching, you see it right above my head. It says "Call is the law," and what that means, kind of for the most part, if you don't know, they make a noise. They go "caw." So that's
my son would have a heart attack.
It is just nonstop, and they do it up and down the street. So from our hotel is right next to the Dome. So we're sitting there after the baseball game. We just saw thousands of people pretty much walking right by the hotel and cacawing down the street.
Oh my gosh!
And we saw the shirts earlier, and a lot. There's a bunch of different versions of the sayings and everything, but that's what that is. If you want to know what call is, That's
You have
their,
to explain
that's
it.
their call.
You have to do that to Judo on Wednesday at church because he does that with his friends at school, and he drove me crazy when I had the chaperone. They could call all over the camp that we were at, so he would have a heart attack.
Well, I was wondering. I mean, did you get one of those? Zach?
No, I did
Did you
not.
get one, Tom?
I did not.
I figured we was like students, you know. I figured Kevin, since he went out there, would have brought us maybe one of them back. But I guess it's one for us all. I guess that's what it is. You know?
Yeah, we didn't get one. We didn't get presents when he came back. So
Darn, no presents.
we are left out. I came in bearing gifts. So you want to share?
Yeah. Got a nice inaugural. I'm not on.
No lie, that's pretty neat. Though.
Inaugural season. Panthers. I've not seen one of those, Tom. So
Well, if I'd have known it was an inaugural season, I might have kept it and put it
yeah.
on eBay.
That's what I'm saying.
that's the first thing I did when I looked at it. 95.
Yeah.
Oh, 95.
1995.
I probably could have got me 20 or 25 bucks.
That was a
out
good
of that.
football team too, by the way.
But
I mean,
that's for your son, by the way.
Yep.
Make sure he gets that. Don't be putting it up there on your shelf or anything. Give that to your son.
when we lived in our previous house, I used to have a man cave, and it was all Panthers. And when I went to the new house, my wife said that wasn't transitioning with us. We was making a movie room.
I'm going to tell you, man, now some people, I have been to some people's man caves, and I know a guy who, over at West Lincoln, Travis Farmer is his name.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a Green Bay man cave, and it's humongous. It's nice. It's got everything.
I had
you
all
could ever think.
my favorite
It's a nice place.
players' jerseys in the nice cases. I had Peppers was my favorite. I had Stephen Davis is one of my all-time favorite Panthers, the running back that we had. Love him.
And it's funny that you can go out here. That's like me when I'm finding stuff, and it's hard to find Ohio State stuff.
It is, yeah.
Around here. I mean, it is. I mean, you every now and then you'll find something, and if I see it, I'll either text Tom or something. Man, you got this?
Yeah.
You know?
That's true. Even I went to when I was getting you guys some stuff for Christmas. I went over here to Dunham's, and they had every team but Ohio State in there. And
that's what I'm saying.
It was nuts.
One of the greatest things I ever found Tom. Well, I found him some Cleveland stuff and some, but a pair of shoes.
Yeah,
that just flipped me out when I found them darn shoes.
They're pretty comfortable too.
Yeah,
wore them to the gym a couple times. Yeah, but I think like, especially down here, Ohio State's hated because they're kind of the one fly in the ointment, the one that's like, we're that much better than you. But Ohio State has done pretty well and pretty competitive. So it's like they kind of like to knock them down a little bit and like turn them into an Illinois or Northwestern or something like that. But as long as they're competitive, that's kind of a sign that you're good. They're like, well, we don't like you. You know how it is. You know, like what did Steve Spurrier say one time? If people like you, it's because they're beating you too much.
Yeah, that's right.
So you know that we've done pretty well. So that may be a little.
Well, the NFL loves Steve.
And Zach, I forgot about this, but I did buy something for you the other day. That's a Carolina Panther also.
Yeah,
it's at the house.
When
I'll
I
have
go,
to bring it next week.
I've got my. There's one guy at the Kings Mountain Flea Market, and he's always got like shirts and things like that. I buy a lot of my shirts from him, and I get some out of market stuff. Like I got a Rochester Yellow Jacket shirt or something like that. I mean, just to have it, you know, for a couple bucks. But he has got so many, like Appalachian State, like you know, and he's got a lot of Dallas stuff too. It's
Smart guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a lot of good stuff he's got, but a lot of it's like medium and large.
Yeah,
it's like none of my friends are mediums.
Right. Yeah,
like, no, I don't know if I have a friend who could wear a medium.
Kevin,
can you
it
wear
might take
medium?
me a long time.
I can't get it on.
So you can wear a medium.
I can wear
a medium.
I can wear an embarrassing medium. How about that?
There you go.
Because there's some like I'm serious, man. There's like some he's got some awesome Appalachian stuff. Like he had, I can't remember. It was like a Dallas Cowboys polo. And I was like, I ought to get that for Terry for Christmas. And I'll look at it, and it's like, what size is that? It's a medium. I say, ain't no way Terry Reinhardt's going to a medium.
You put it on and look sexy for your wife.
Borrow the sweater vest.
Yeah. One of them short shirts showing my belly.
Yeah. Right, sweater vest. That's right.
Well, I thought Chuck was going to call in by now since he hasn't. We'll go ahead and take our quick break. We'll come back. We've still got NASCAR to go over, got the Masters as well. Baseball, basketball, more, KDCBroadcasting.com.
If you are new to Medicare or would like to learn more about your Medicare options, here's some good news. Contact Ty Penhall at 704-489-6970. You have many choices when it comes to healthcare options. Let's face it, it's very confusing with all the nonstop commercials about healthcare. With over 20 years of healthcare experience, he can help you find the right plan for your healthcare needs. If you would like to attend a no-obligation healthcare event, please call Ty at 704-489-6970 to reserve your seat now. Again, that's 704-489-6970.
Country Gold with Terry Clark.
Hi, I'm Terry Clark, inviting you to join me for Country Gold. Each week, we play your favorites from the 80s and 90s and check in with the stars who made them. Don't miss out on the fun.
Join Terry Clark every Thursday afternoon at 1 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, and online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
Join us for our live Sunday morning worship services on WHS. It's the Sunday morning worship service from Calvary Baptist Church in Shelby, and on WCSL, it's the Sunday morning worship service from First Baptist Church in Cherryville.
It's Dodge Power Shot Days at Marburger Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Shelby. Come in now and lease a new 2024 Dodge Hornet RT for $399 per month for 24 months. $44.09 due at signing. No security deposit required. Lease payment term is factored in. A $6,500 EV incentive provided by lender. Don't miss Dodge Power Shot Days going on now at Marburger Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1310 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. There's nothing like cash in your pocket, especially if you can turn your scrap into cash with the help of Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling in Gastonia. For over 25 years, this locally family-owned and operated business has been giving some of the best prices for scrap. They take tungsten scrap carbide, as well as stainless steel, aluminum, copper, and brass. Need help? Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling will supply you with a roll-off container to help make your recycling easy. Turn your scrap into cash with the help of Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling. 305 Dogwood Street in Gastonia. Call 704-827-9468. Online at GastonUsedAutoPartsAndRecycling.com. It's time to get ready for spring. Time to head to Full Throttle Power Sports and 95 Trailers. Test drive an ATV or side-by-side today. Full Throttle Power Sports carry CF Moto, Yamaha, Suzuki, Kawasaki, Honda, and Slingshot. And check out their trailers with brand names like SureTrack, Iron Bull, and Triton. Stop by or give them a call at 704-833-1270. Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com. They deal in fun.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. We're talking about some more sports, I'm guessing. Not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure we're talking about some kind of sport.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about, JP. Good morning, sir. How are you? I said hey to you. Good?
I'm good.
Doing great?
Mm-hmm.
Anything new going on in your world?
No. Shooting a video today, but that's about it.
Terry, you want to ask what kind of video?
No,
don't
I'm
ask
good.
him.
I'm good.
I'm scared what he might say.
I want to know the answer.
Next weekend.
Do you have to be 18 and older
Next
for the
weekend,
video?
here we go.
Next weekend, my church hosts an event every year called Disciple Now, or D Now, as it's been known. I'm shooting a video for an event for something we're doing next Saturday, and we're premiering it that Friday.
Good.
I'll be dressed up as a Star Wars bounty hunter.
Oh,
Do you know what
come
that
in
is,
here
Terry?
dressed up?
Actually, I have my costume in the car, actually.
Oh,
Because in the video, I'll be dressed up in the costume. If you want, I'll dress up for y'all and young.
Let me
see
tell you.
on the air.
Let me tell you, because his story reminded me. My wife and daughter. It was bulky item week in Shelby, so people are just throwing stuff out. You know, old mattresses. Somebody put on their curb, a 5-foot Darth Vader. Okay, a 5-foot tall Darth Vader that still worked. Like you could push the button and it would say, you know, the dark side. You know, it would still work. And we brought it home, and you know, Kevin makes fun of my dogs.
I'm sure they had a
that
fit
little
with
porky went nuts. I mean, because we just set up, and Jackie's like, "Watch this." And like, she'd open the door to Anna's room, and there he was. And
was it motion activated?
No, it wasn't. You had to push the button on it. You still had to push the button.
They've got a motion activated stormtrooper that I've always wanted. And the reason, and one of the main reasons is because it asks you to check your ID when you walk by, and I think that's just the funniest, coolest thing ever. And they're expensive as crap. The toy guy up there is supposed to get me one if he can find one that's not too expensive. But that's the one that I want because it's motion activated. Watch the bikes. You know, in the movies they stop you to check your ID. That's exactly what it says. And I want one right there As soon as they come in the bit in here.
That's right.
I'm going to stop everybody that comes in the door and ask for their IDs. Well, welcome back to the Sports Talk Show, guys. We'll get to that in a minute. The national championship is now over. No more college basketball for us. And it is time to crown the Saturday morning champion. Tom Finafani.
Look at that.
Yes, I'm in last place. Finally.
JP, you are one game away from being about fourth place.
At least I'm in
2
last.
games away from being third, and you were JP was leading going into the weekend, basically, guys, and all of his teams got beat before we Saturday night closed, and then so he went from should be the winner or second place to dead last, which Terry was happy about because he squeaks by with his extra bonus
I don't
points.
understand this point.
You better be glad you got your bonus points, Terry. You lost by 1 to JP.
I would have won if we'd have went just by winners.
Terry, you're not even close.
Terry, quit embarrassing yourself.
I mean, my goodness.
You're sitting down there in 5th place with your Tar
y'all
Heels.
got bonus points from picking people in the early rounds who beat a team that they shouldn't.
You got bonus points too, Terry.
I got a few.
If you didn't get your,
but I
your
picked
4, 5,
I picked
or 6,
a lot
you'd
of
be
winners.
behind JP right now.
But I just,
And dead
you know,
last.
in all seriousness, I didn't think Purdue would get smoked like that in that championship game by 15.
Yeah.
That Connecticut team is.
I mean, I just thought that Edey would keep him in it. Now he had a bunch of points.
He had a good game, but
I guess that was that's what they said their philosophy was. I mean, they could. I mean, I think Edey. How many points did he have?
30-something.
Yeah, 30-something.
Well, that's the strategy, Tom, in basketball you have to kind of take with guys that you can't really stop.
Mm-hmm.
You got to let them get everything they can.
Stop everybody else.
And then stop everybody else.
which is what they did. I don't think the Purdue's bench scored at all.
It's hard to sell out and like in all right. So my baseball team, our has the best. I drafted the best kid from basketball, who's a monster. And we were talking to his dad the other day about the season. He said, he's talking about he just couldn't beat us. And I'm like, well, we had to double and triple team you. And the only reason I could do that is because he didn't have any other shooters on the team to leave them open. And so if the shooters knock it down and do good, you can't do that. But they decided pretty much the Jordan. A lot of teams used to do the Bulls that way. We're gonna let Michael get 40 or 50. Scotty can't get 20, and they would jump Scotty and Horace and Kukoc in the later years. So Tom, you're exactly right how they did that. He's a big old man,
guy.
and I didn't realize it until I saw him shake Shaq's hand. Did y'all see that?
I heard about it.
He was looking down at Shaq like Yao Ming used to, and I was like, oh my goodness.
I recognized how big he was in the Tennessee game.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Shaq seems bigger than what he is. Shaq's probably he's probably like 6'10" or 11.
He's 7'1".
Yeah, because
he was.
They have a visual with him and the Big Show together, and he's bigger than the Big Show.
Is he?
Yeah, I was very shocked at that. Because Big Show's, I've seen Big Show. He's a monster.
I figured he might be one of those people they listed 7'1", but it's really
he was
not.
literally. I think he was
listed
listed
7'3"
or
7'3".
He was
Yeah.
7'2" when he was originally, but I think he's standing at 7'1".
Okay.
He does. He does slouch a little bit now. If y'all have noticed, the bigger he does got that little bit of a. He's a big guy. I mean,
what's that guy's name? Is that how do you spell Edey?
EDY.
Is that it?
EDY?
Yeah, 7'1" is what they list O'Neal as.
Okay,
but usually I think if they list you at 7'1", aren't you really 6'11"? No, they always add a couple.
Yeah, right. They'll do your hair, they'll do your shoes, everything.
Yeah. So
but I recognized how big he was against Tennessee because Tennessee's bigs, man, they were just small compared to him.
Yeah, Zach Edey 7'4".
If you make the NC State fella look tiny.
Yeah, because he did. That was the second time I recognized how big he was because
Burns is big.
Burns is big,
but Edey was like a monster in front of him.
They were talking about Burns possibly getting NFL tryouts, and just
tight
think
end.
he'd be the largest man on the field, and that dude made him look so small.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find this video of here.
You know that the controversy with Edey too is he can't get the ILL. What do they call it? NIL money.
NIL money. I was going to bring that up
because he's Canadian citizen. He can only get it from Canadian firms.
I didn't know that.
That's crazy. I mean, like I heard that. I'm like, what's he crying about? Because it said Zach Edey doesn't like NIL rules. I figured, is he a traditionalist? Is he basically saying, no, let's get rid of this?
No.
And then it's like, no, I can't get it because I'm Canadian. I have to get it from Canadian firms. So I just thought that was That is kind of low to tell the kid that he can't come here and do that.
You know, if you're waiting for the NCAA to make a
Right.
good, righteous
Good luck with that.
decision for anybody,
Yeah.
it's not gonna work or ever happen. Here's Edie walking by and giving Shaq 5 right quick if you want to see.
Yeah, he's
He's
got him by at
coming.
least
Yeah.
1 to 2 inches. He's got him by. I mean,
Those are two huge human beings. So that's just no, I guess yeah.
that's pretty tall. He's
Edie's listed at 7'4", right?
his eye line's right at the top of Shaq's head. Yeah, a little bit under eyebrow.
It's pretty comparable, guys. I mean, those two guys are pretty comparable.
Two big guys.
Yeah, those are two
Oh,
large.
you can see, look at the
human
white thing behind it. You can
Yeah.
see how much taller.
It's not no worse. Look at all the people turning around and say, "Hey, man, look at
Look
this."
at all the regular normal human size humans.
Some damn people
two
taking
guys
that
with
picture.
Those
Yeah.
two guys with the cameras are probably about
Heck
6'3". They just look like dwarves next to them. Yeah,
Big man. So, thoughts on UConn and back-to-back championships? You know,
I think pretty much the whole country was pulling against Danny Hurley. He's a pretty hateable guy.
He's
I
kind
don't
of
know
cocky.
why.
That was his
I
last
don't know why
name.
he chooses
That
to
was
be
his
such
last
a jerk
Yeah,
like that.
he's cocky.
And like
Whiny.
we said last week, he's not even Bobby.
Right.
So I don't even know.
And the thing that
It's
got
the
me when
Cooper
this
Manning
tournament
like
all
over here talking to
started,
him.
and they went to him and they said, "Well, you're a number 1 seed." And he goes, "I know that.
Yeah.
Like I know we're number 1. We are number 1 in the country."
Did you hear the rumors that he might take the Kentucky job?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they
but
hired
they are-
yesterday. They
yeah.
hired BYU guy.
Okay.
But I did hear that. I was going to bring that up
Kentucky
too.
hired a guy who's never won an NCAA tournament game.
I know that's awesome. He used to play for them. That was their whole. But you go from Calipari, which I'm not a Calipari fan, as you know, but he brings the talent in, and you go to that guy. So good luck with that.
Well, I guess it was just a matter of money. Is that why he left Kentucky?
Here's a better shot of him.
No, it was people were basically poo pooing on him, and he was tired of it. Just so, and he was friends with the guy down in Arizona, billionaire down there, not Arizona, excuse me, Arkansas, and he went down there for that.
There's your best shot time on height with Shaq and Edie there beside each other. Look at each
Kentucky gets out without having to pay him $0 because he went to another. They would have to pay him $33 million if they fired him.
And then he's acting Calipari's acting like, oh, I'm just restarting, man. I have no players.
Oh, I got
I
something
have
for
none.
Calipari. Did y'all not see the video of the
You know.
week for Calipari? And
Was
now-
it the press conference?
No, this is Tom's spirit animal. It's John Calipari.
No.
These guys are twins. Tom, y'all belong together. This is John Calipari walking his dog in a stroller.
If your dog has to go in a stroller, then
it's a dog in that stroller, y'all.
my Chihuahua, I have a Chihuahua that's 14, and she'll still get out and walk a mile.
Ours is 4.
There's a Spitz walking next to it.
Ours is 4, and we just got a new puppy this week.
It's not a Spitz.
We
You
just
don't even know what a Spitz is, man. You know, he's over
funny.
always poo-pooing my dogs. He came over to my house and watched the Browns game one time. He was fear. Tom, get that dog away
Mine's
from me.
not getting in the stroller.
Tom. He's so
but
funny.
Calipari, this killed me though. Calipari actually has a stroller for these dogs.
we actually got a new puppy this week. We got a Chiweenie.
Oh my goodness.
Chihuahua and a weenie dog mixture.
That's exactly what God did not
We
intend.
actually have a couple that actually comes to
It's
Ingles all the
great.
time. They
It's
have
great.
their dogs in the
His
stroller.
name is Luke Duke Mayhew.
Luke Duke May.
I had to call him Oscar.
It's awesome.
But yeah, there's no Calipari.
My Chihuahua does not like it.
I thought y'all liked that. Oh, Cal,
That's
pushing the stroller of a little bitty dog.
Funny.
All right, real quick, Eclipse was this week, and that was real big.
Oh Lordy!
I've got the best Eclipse video of the week here.
With the Admiral.
Did y'all see this?
No, I did not.
Tom. All right, I know you don't have a sense of humor, but come on with me on this.
What are you talking about? I don't have a sense of humor, man. It's such
Terry.
Come in here every
It's a
week. for
Tack
this,
Tom
man.
Day.
But see if you can kind of have it in your heart to think this is kind of lighthearted. All right, this is the video, exclusive video of the clips this week during the college basketball. For you folks at home on the radio, that we do. This show is live on YouTube every Saturday, and you can go back and watch the show. And this lady, look at this, just perfect. There's your new admiral.
She looks like a library teacher or something back in the day.
Library teacher would be called a librarian. So.
Library teacher.
That would be the librarian.
Not in the South.
Hi, I'm the teacher of the library.
It's the library. Y'all pronounce it right. Let's go.
The library. Yeah, the library.
So she just stood up in front of him during the game.
That's it, dude, Dave. They were trying to get a shot at Robinson, and this lady stood up.
Yeah.
So there's your eclipse video of the week.
I got one of when it finally phased in for the total eclipse, and it was coming through Dallas. I got all kind of little things. Man, Dallas finally saw a ring.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
They did have the perfect spot, though, down there in Texas.
Yeah, in Texas. But I tell you that it was pretty good here. You know, I was worried when a cloud came over, couldn't see it for a little while. But
I mean, we had 80%. Not too bad.
Yeah, it wasn't like 2017 when we had about 95 and it got dark and cool. I mean, it was a little better then, but we won't have another one until 2044 over the continental United States.
Yeah, and that'd come from Canada down into South Dakota, North Dakota.
Right. So if I'm still alive, I'm going.
I was in St. Louis when I saw this video, but I knew NC State was beat then, Terry. Y'all spent a lot of time goofing off this weekend, getting ready for the game.
They're kids.
I'm looking for the Google eyes.
They are not kids.
They're kids.
Where's the Google eyes?
They're 21-year-old kids.
If they beat up you or your daughter or your wife, would you want them put in jail as kids or adults?
Kevin, what are you even talking about? Why did you take that conversation to such a dark turn?
Because they're not kids. They're adults.
Kids. They're
adults.
Kids having fun.
They can fight for this country. They can shoot people. They can buy beer, and they can drive cars. These are adults, Tom. These are not
so you
children.
expect? I'm sure.
Are you calling?
I'm sure a 21 year.
Edie's a kid.
Now, would 21-year-old Kevin be in with that crowd?
That doesn't mean I wasn't a kid. I wasn't a drunk adult. I'm not a kid.
Oh my God,
those aren't kids.
I poo-poo everything, but I'm the poo-poo man, right? These kids having fun, but look at them. They should be marching in step. They should have a drill sergeant blowing the whistle out there.
They got blown out while they sung this song, so good for them. They had a good time getting waxed because they over here.
I tell you, what Purdue should have done.
You think they'd have been doing that with Jim Valvano standing there, Terry?
I doubt
Terry.
I doubt
Jim Valvano would have had him in the back.
Okay, that's what I'm
telling
saying.
them how many points they had to shave.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And you got and Tom, you know these. I'm gonna show you one more video of these. These children.
Jimmy V. Every one of his press conferences was a party. What are you talking about?
So you think?
Look at this.
Look at these two children, Tom. Tom, youth basketball out here.
What?
You said these are kids. So there's the best youth basketball players in the country right there, aren't they?
Looks like the old Shaq shoes he's wearing. You see the green ones?
Mm-hmm.
Austin's got to figure out how to post these guys up next year, Terry.
Well, he's so stupid.
Little Bale's got to get.
What I was going to say, something like halfway intelligent is Burge is bigger than I thought he was.
He's 6'9", about 270.
6'7".
Yeah. 6'7". I was thinking it was 6'9".
6'7" in socks. He's probably 6'9" in whatever shoes those are.
and he's made himself a lot of money in the last couple of weeks. I don't know if you heard about it, but it was hundreds of $1,000s based on that.
In doing what?
He got some endorsements. I can't remember exactly which ones it was, but because of the run that they had, he has been the one.
Well, it's amazing to me though that already, you know, when they always this is over and you talk about next year already, but Alabama, Purdue, UConn, all of them are in your top 12. State's not even listed. You know.
Wait a minute, did you see the final AP standings?
No, I didn't.
Have you not?
No.
I gotta make Terry mad real quick.
See,
it wasn't even in the top 25.
No, well, they were.
Okay,
they're ranked.
The 25th.
But you're gonna just love this, Terry. I mean, I'm talking about Terry might
I don't even want to see Duke ahead of us. We beat them twice.
Terry might just put his headset down and retire from sports when I show him this.
We beat Duke twice, and if they're ahead of us, there's a problem. You know, and that's another good thing that Carolina fans and state fans can say, hey, Duke, last time y'all been here, you know who put
Oh, my
y'all
gosh.
There's your rankings, Terry.
Beat them twice.
Yeah, we beat them twice. But now,
Ladies and gentlemen on the
we
radio,
do have 15 losses.
Duke is number 10. Duke is number 9. NC State 10. Carolina 7.
I like how it could put us all the way up to 10, though. That's a good thing.
Should y'all be above those? Both of them?
I maybe not Carolina.
You won the ACC tournament, Terry. You're the ACC champions, and you went furthest in the tournament. You made the Final Four.
Yeah, that's.
And you got Clemson at 14.
They're never
who was an
going to do
Elite
that,
18.
man. North Carolina Duke's always going to get a
Right.
high preference over
Beat 'em
anybody.
twice in the voters. This is the Alabama football right here. You can beat
I
Alabama
like over
twice
to
in
the
football.
side.
They'll still be ranked
Well,
above you.
Alabama, they got 16 plus, and we got 16 plus.
I mean, they could have put State at 9 and Duke at 10.
And on a
That's
neutral,
what I'm saying.
I mean, they could at least done that.
But at a neutral court, State beat Duke like they stole something, man.
Twice.
I mean,
Twice.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
when
just
they're
like,
not playing at home. But now I can't really say nothing because Duke did come to Raleigh and beat us pretty soundly.
I don't care.
You know.
You're the ACC champions. They're not. You're in the Final Four.
But
they're not.
You jump
winning
out.
in Raleigh does not eclipse either one of those.
You jump Alabama 16 points. 16. Look at that.
Yeah.
So that
State
means the
went up
voters were
16.
wrong. That's all that means. Good job, guys.
It's insane.
You got Alabama at 25
I mean,
and 12.
really, if you really
That's
want to
just
think
crazy
of
that they
State
had
should
they
have
had
been
that many
fourth.
losses and they had
You
that
know?
good of a basketball team.
I mean,
you
there
beat
you
Houston.
go.
You beat North Carolina. You beat Duke. You beat all four of the teams in front of you.
They talked about it's kind of stupid. Yeah.
What about the coaches?
It's not even an argument. It's like Tennessee. Well, okay,
look
we
at
got an
the
argument.
look
Your
at the
Final
coaches.
Four,
It's even
the rest
worse.
of
Up there at the top.
The coaches is even worse.
Oh, where's the coaches?
On the rubber side of it.
Duke's down to 13 behind Arizona. Good God. And Creighton. Coaches.
You see, they still got Houston up there. I'm sorry. Long
these
Sampson's down there.
polls.
They're not going to do nothing.
College sports is so stupid. I'm glad the tournament happened so we know who the champion is and we all
Right.
didn't vote on who won. But
Which, I mean,
good
that
job.
was a very, very strong UConn team.
I thought Terry had seen the standings.
No, I did not.
See, I couldn't remember where Danny Hurley went to. Danny Hurley, I think he played at Seton Hall when PJ was still there.
He did.
Yeah.
I don't even remember him playing.
I do.
Duke and NC State Final Four game had more viewers than any game of the NBA Finals in the past 4 seasons.
Which game?
The Duke NC State Final Four game.
And then the women's game had more views.
Since the ACC's down, they didn't nobody want to watch it, Terry.
I guess.
So
the women's had a higher rating than the men's this year.
The women's was on public TV and the men's was not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
and the men's was Monday night at 9:20 and the women's was Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, true.
I mean, it's bad that you
they
don't
set
have...
them up that way, Ty. That's all I'm saying.
But it's the first time it's ever happened.
Right, because they set them up that way.
But the women's championship's always been on Sunday, has it not, Kevin?
No, what I'm saying is...
I know what you're saying, but it's always been on Sunday.
I have no idea when the women's championship ever has happened once in my life.
Yeah.
See, here's where I always go back.
If I want to watch that quality of basketball, I'll go down to the YMCA,
Lordy.
I'll shoot a couple threes, and then I'll watch a pickup game. That's what women's basketball is. Is men's high school basketball worse than that?
I don't know. I don't think people at the Y can shoot threes like Caitlin Clark now. I'll say that.
They'll D her up. What are you talking about? There's grown men at the Y, not some little girl.
She's 6 foot. She's bigger than you, Kevin.
And I would shut her down. I would shut her down.
You would shut her down.
Tom, how much does she weigh?
I don't know. I haven't put her on
Seriously,
scale.
Tom, no girl is not. I don't think you understand that. It's not happening. It's not. Unless she's 6'5" and just backs me down. I would just go around her 10 times.
Kevin is
guard me.
Kevin
a
is
girl
our,
cannot guard. A girl cannot beat me in basketball. There's no way.
Kevin is our DEI
Bring them
manager
on.
here.
If you're listening and you know a girl that can beat me in basketball, I'm a 41-year-old man. Bring her on right now. I'm not even talking about when I was 18. Bring her on right now, Tom. You're one of those people that watches TV and sees a girl hit a jump shot with other girls and thinks, "Oh, she could probably play with the dudes."
I didn't
if
say
she
that.
goes to the big three,
I didn't say that. I
she'll
said
get smoked.
she could beat you.
No, she
could
can't.
beat you. But
Oh, wait a minute. Are we playing with the? Wait a minute. Are we playing with? No, Tom. Are we playing with the regulation size basketball?
It don't matter.
Yes, it does, because she doesn't shoot with real basketballs. It's like same thing with softball and a baseball. I'm telling you, Tom. Don't go there talking with real people that's played basketball. They don't want to hear nothing about any of that. That's why men don't watch basketball. That's why women's ratings aren't there, is because men who played basketball don't watch it because it's crap basketball. Because we all know we can walk out there. It's the only sport that everyone in the stands can walk out there and be better than almost everybody out there.
This guy has a daughter, too.
I'm just telling you.
That's
the confidence of a basketball player.
I never said Caitlin Clark could play in a men's game. No.
Ice Cube said he's going to pay her $5 million to come there, though.
I hope he does.
But she's crazy. If you don't take it, though, she'll never make that kind of money in the.
Could Caitlin Clark beat me in a game of basketball? I'm pretty sure she could.
Yeah, she can destroy you, but she can't beat me.
Oh.
I know she beat me. I pulled my hamstring walking on the court.
Terry, please explain to him.
She's my height, so I would stand a better chance of D'ing her up than you, Kevin.
Do what?
She's my height. We match up height-wise. She's probably about an inch taller than me. I was 5'11" and 3/4, so I just always gave myself the extra quarter.
I just got a text for someone who plays basketball. I completely agree with you on women's basketball in the YMCA, and you looking up Clark down easily. Thank you.
Who was that? Your wife?
I'm not really. I'm not saying no. She don't know it. She don't know that. But I'm just saying people that play the basketball players, they see that and they're just like, I'm just not interested. And it's fun. It's like a high school. I'm not saying the games can't be entertaining and fun for what they are. Going back and forth, that's fun, that's entertaining. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it's not even close to the same thing as a sport to me and others.
Tom at Friendship said you're delusional.
Well, tell him to come down here and get crossed up. I'll cross up the whole dealership.
I'll tell you, man, this guy talks, man. I'll tell you, this guy, I just don't.
It's just silliness to me when you say that. It's just
silliness to say what?
That Caitlin Clark could beat men that are good at basketball.
No, I said she could beat you. I didn't say she could beat a professional basketball player. No, there's probably nobody in the men's game that Caitlin Clark could beat in a one-on-one game. I'm saying that.
Not in college basketball.
No, I just think that it was fun to watch. I think you're poo-pooing it to a degree that's uncalled for. You're calling it bad basketball. I don't agree that it's bad basketball just because they're not as good as the men. Okay, all right.
Well,
they're
she's
not
not
as
playing
good as
the
the
same
men.
sport because she's not using
they
the same
can't
ball.
dunk like the men. Okay, they're not using the same
I can't
ball.
dunk either.
But it's still, if you watch Clark shoot three-pointers, it's pretty impressive.
It's cute.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's cute. Did you not see the all-time leading scorer, what she said? The real all-time leading scorer who shot with the men's basketball, who didn't shoot threes? She said she don't got the record. I've got the record. She said I didn't have three-pointers, and we played with a men's ball. That's what the lady, she just broke her record, said. And that's another woman, not me.
I could go with that. I mean, you know what?
It's the same thing.
I could go with that. I didn't realize that they used to play with a men's size ball. How long ago was that?
This was she was 70s, late 70s, early 80s, I believe. The lady.
I want to know what's going on in Raleigh, though, Tom.
Oh yeah, it was.
I mean, every time you look at NC State bench or a free throw or a player, you get this.
They raising them right. They raising them right.
He saw a video.
He saw the end of the year. He saw the end of the year poll.
Video.
He saw the end of the year poll.
For the folks on
that was the AP poll.
For the folks on the radio, there's a little kid sitting around Kevin Keats.
Little Terry seeing the AP poll.
The bird.
About 9 or 10 year old.
9 or 10-year-old Terry giving
that. I'm saying
that's
7.
Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Oh, they said he's from West Lincoln. That's about right.
Vail native.
Vail native, right there. Yeah, that's
little Reinhardt seeing the AP poll for the
y'all remember the
first time.
Who's the player earlier this year, Terry? You point guard that did that to the referee this year.
Horn? Yeah, Horn. DJ Horn. Yeah.
Horn's a good ball player.
He took a lot of shots in the championship. Are you okay with that, or how the game went? Burns only had like 7 shots. Anything different there, Terry, for the Wolfpack?
No, I just think when O'Connell got hurt, that changed everything.
And that was a freak play for him to do that.
And then he come back at the end, but I just think that changed the whole aspect of how State was playing. All of a sudden, you become one less. And then you have to put Jaden Taylor in there a little bit more.
You couldn't afford to lose that.
I'm going to tell you, North Carolina State, people talk about how bad they might be. I think Keats has done a great job of going to getting people. Now, he has a lot to replace of Burns and he's got Horn, and he's got more sales, and he's got a few players to replace. But the returning people he's got to come back, Diarra, Middlebrooks, if all them stay. Now that's the question, because you never know. Am I going to stay? Am I going to go?
Hey, we're losing Trimble.
O'Connelly, he'll stay. If Taylor stays, I'm saying, you know what? State's got people who have been there, have done this.
Got to find some shooters.
Yeah, got to have a couple guys. One big man under which we've got Hackett coming from Louisville. That's
Middlebrooks and Diarra both good.
Over to State, so he's going to take up Burns' place. He's a big guy too. So State's not in a bad shape if they can keep the guys that are there to stay. And Parker comes back. And then,
y'all got to find some car dealership down that way, throw some money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, y'all's way.
Thomas, y'all want to move to Raleigh?
He's not paying for State.
I mean, what? Well, I mean, you got a fun mascot. I mean, if y'all could get back on the radar, I mean, bright red and a fun mascot.
Now, y'all remember what Jim Boeheim said about the Wolfpack, right?
Oh my God!
Yeah, but do you know when it come down to his final picks?
That's what I'm showing you right there.
Boeheim's the one that picked State.
Tom, this fool talked bad about State. And
he talked junk about him.
He sure did. He talked about State, then he picked us.
Do I need to?
There's nothing to hear.
Oh, okay. I thought you had a video.
I
Sorry.
was just going to show Terry that.
Yeah, I saw
Terry was
that.
on it. Look at that. There's Boeheim's picks. State, Carolina, Purdue, and UConn. He had Purdue as the champion over UConn. Tom, you're the only one that held on for UConn all the way through, I think. Yeah, you had faith in the Hurleys.
Well,
they had a good basketball team.
They just had a good basketball team.
That's their coach. He'll tell you.
He'll just tell you how good he is, won't he?
And some of them networks even tell you this the UConn Invitational.
Yeah, I was listening to. I was on my way home because I had to work that night, and I was listening to. Just want to remind everybody, the big events covered on WHS. Yes. So listen up. Mm-hmm. And they had PJ Carlissimo on there, and I was like, I remember when he coached Seton Hall, and he was Hurley's coach. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed his commentary and his take on it. But it was just, I think they just had just too much firepower for anybody. I mean, they were just,
and they could stop you,
and they could throw that 7-footer at Edey. Didn't really.
He frustrated me.
Just frustrated, but still
he scored 37.
Yeah.
37. Come on. He scored 37.
It's kind of like they said that. Well, they had the 7
Tom's over Cozell McQueen in this one.
But it was just they just had too much.
Conspiracy theory of the day, Tom. You ready?
No.
Now we've talked about the Simpsons on here before, hadn't we? How they predict the future.
We talk about all kinds of stupid stuff.
If you don't know, if you'll go back and watch Simpsons from past years, they predict future events, and a lot of people know this. So this time, the Simpsons. This is a few episodes before.
Are they still making it, or have they finally discontinued it?
They're still making it because this was right before the NCAA tournament and an ACC tournament. And see what you notice about what Homer's wearing. Here says March 31st.
Do I need to play?
No, don't hit anything for the love of God.
Oh, yeah, right. We'll get kicked off the.
But, Homer's getting ready for the tournaments, guys. And this is, it's just kind of weird what he's wearing here. And so this Marge shuts up and we get to it. Homer, getting ready for this basketball this year, Terry. Out of nowhere, holding an NC State flag and a Duke shirt before the tournaments ever start. NC State was ranked where before the ACC tournament started?
We wasn't even ranked.
There you go.
We was way back in number 79 or 80.
This was before the tournament. Homer wearing NC State and Duke. Tom, got any defense of this?
I mean, because the writer's from Portland, Oregon, so I don't know why he would put NC State and Duke there. It's a little odd.
Yeah. All right. Over Armando Baycock's 5-year career, his teams won 29-20, 29-18, and 14 games. He went 110-61. It's actually the lowest winning percentage in a 5-year stretch in the program since Guthridge, Daugherty, Williams years, and those years, and then the other previous time was 1950 to 1955. So Baycock's 5 years in the program were the third lowest winning percentage in program history over 5 years, Terry. Does that sound? And that includes 2 29-win seasons.
Yeah.
If they hadn't had an implosion the last year with two players, they might have had another 29-win season.
I got a couple more if we got to get to break. I know we got to go. But Got a lot of fun stuff this week. So, Terry, Wolfpack win the ACC again next year, maybe?
No. I think we can compete in the top 5. If ever, it all depends. Again, here you go. What we gonna have?
Yeah. All right. Just curious about if.
So all of a sudden we got faith in Keats after everybody in Raleigh wanted to run him out of town.
Kind of like they did Hubert.
Well, I think it's one
That's
of those
how
things.
stupid was that too?
No, I just think it's one of those things that you have to employ your guys that you can win. You know what I'm saying? And once they beat Louisville, and I think that was the biggest thing for North Carolina State when that tournament started, is State played Louisville without Horn. And that's when O'Connelly and all of them had to produce in that game, and they did. And then all of a sudden, it made everything else so much easier.
Don't
when
forget,
Horn come back in game 2.
NC State would not have made the Final Four if the kid from Virginia didn't miss a free throw.
That's right. That's right.
They missed a free throw, and y'all
You're
banked
right.
in a 3, and none of that would have ever happened if
And
that
who
kid
hit
didn't miss
that
a free
3?
throw.
O'Connelly. He's the one who hit the 3 to tie the game up to send it to OT.
Here's the real all-time leading scorer in college basketball, what she had to say.
I am the hidden figure, but no longer now. My record was hidden from everyone for 43 years. 43 years. I don't think, I'll just go ahead and get the elephant out of the room. I don't think my record has been broken because you can't duplicate what you're not duplicating. And so unless you come with a men's basketball and a 2-point shot, hey, you know.
I agree with you. Because when she played, it wasn't a 3-pointer.
So you can understand.
So has Kareem's record been broken by LeBron then, Terry?
Makes you wonder, don't it? I mean, I agree with what you said.
I'll tell you something. She looks like she can still play.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Now, and I'll say
Like
this
I got
too.
an attitude.
She could probably score on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think she has an attitude.
And I'll say this too.
She looks big.
You sometimes you have to compartmentalize errors.
Yeah, you do.
Because no 3-point shot, and going even to the football, they were playing 14 games when a certain running back got 2,000 yards.
That's it.
What do you say about it? I mean, that's we're
Well,
playing
that's
how many? 17 now. So
well, that's another thing with Michael. He didn't shoot threes because they didn't. That's not what
It
they
wasn't-
practiced.
right.
And he still averaged 30 a game, and no one else has.
It wasn't the game then.
And everyone else is jacking up threes, and they can't do it.
all the
Three
time.
people averaged 30 this year. He did it every year.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that because she still looks like she had an attitude, and I'm telling you,
She looks like she played a little bit.
Yeah, and again, it's
Yeah, and
it's
she's
comparing
telling
apples
the
to
truth.
oranges to me.
yeah,
I mean,
you
it
broke
is to
my
me.
record, but
You didn't do it my
shot
way.
I
threes.
don't think it's apples to
Yeah.
oranges. I think it's like Fuji to Red Delicious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's similar, but it ain't the same.
Right.
You know, so, I mean, I think she's got a very valid point. I did not know that they played with a men's ball back then. That's a great point. Once you add that in, that is a game changer. Now we all know the 3-pointer didn't exist too, but that's the double. You know what I mean?
She's throwing
You
a
put
smaller ball for more points
Yeah.
into a bucket. And think about that.
Yeah.
And she probably played less
She's
years
she's getting
too.
more points for throwing a smaller ball in the same bucket. UConn, we're going to get through some of these real kind of quick, just some news and notes. The past most wins, NCAA tournament wins the past 2 seasons, UConn, San Diego State, and Alabama. San
How about
Diego
that?
State's only 2 losses are to UConn.
Yeah, they went to the national championship the year before.
Alabama's only 2 losses are to UConn and San Diego State. So those are you 3 probably favorites, maybe going into next year without even knowing it. UConn, San Diego State, and Alabama only lost to each other in the last 2 years in the tournament. A little crazy little stat for that one. Let's see. UConn has missed 32% of the NCAA tournament since 1999, and they've won 24% of the NCAA tournaments since 1999. Either make it, Terry, or miss it. They're the Miami Marlins of college basketball.
It's pretty impressive.
But and so to put it into perspective, Tar Heel fans, I think they made 23 or 24 Final Fours and only 11 championship games, and I think they're 12 and they're 6-6 in those. So they're only
500.
they performing at 500. UConn gets in, they win it. Like it's nuts. NIT champion versus the NCAA champion this year. That's how it went, Tom.
Wow.
Yeah, they did beat them. They sure did.
Beat them by 15.
Yeah.
75-60.
Sure did. Beat them
Seton
bad.
Hall, the NIT champs, beat UConn. Terry, you'll like this one. These states are 0-10 in the past 22 men's basketball title games.
Yeah, Ohio State's lost a couple times. Well, Ohio State has won basketball national
I
championship.
think Illinois lost 0-5 to the Tar Heels.
Yeah, and I think that might be my last one of the day for that one. All right, JP, we come back. We got more sports. KDCBroadcasting.com.
I'm Calvin Hastings, and I would invite you to join me along with Captain Ron and Jeffrey the Pioans as we broadcast live this Saturday, April 13th from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. for the annual Customer Appreciation Event at James River Equipment Company in Shelby. We'll be there with free hot dogs, chips, and soft drinks. Register to win our prizes, along with the big prizes from James River Equipment Company, including John Deere gift baskets, a Greenworks battery-powered push mower valued at $450, a steel string trimmer valued at $200, and a big Greenworks self-propelled battery-operated push mower valued at $1,200. And all Greenworks products will be at discount prices. Don't miss it, Saturday, April 13th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., the annual Customer Appreciation Day event at James River Equipment Company, 703 North Post Road, Highway 180 North in Shelby. Y'all come. It'll be fun.
Still race side by side through turn number one. He's dicing right now with Parker Klingerman as they battle for position.
Mayer's going to move them all the way to driver's left as they stack up and crash at the rear of the field. It's a multiple car accident.
He looks to the right side of Austin Hill's car. They get almost too wide, but get back in the line there. By 3 feet at the start-finish line.
It's the Andy's Frozen Custard 300 from Texas Motor Speedway. Saturday, April 13th at 1 Eastern.
On Carolina Country WCSL, 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, and online at KDCBroadcasting.com. If you're in the market for a truck, now is the time to buy. From Classic Ford Lincoln in Shelby, come in now and get up to $8,000 off or get 1.9% APR financing for 72 months on a 2023 Ford F-150 truck. Or take up to $6,000 off or 0% APR financing for 60 months on a 2023 Ford Explorer. Coming out for all the details at Classic Ford Lincoln, 1775 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, online at classicfordofshelby.com.
At Coyote, we're going to treat you like dirt because we hold dirt in the highest regard. We're honored to find it under our fingernails, lucky to be caked in it at day's end. It keeps us humble, honest. Dirt gets taken for granted by most. But if you know us, you know getting treated like dirt means getting treated with respect. Coyote, we dig dirt.
Your Coyote dealer is Weston Sales, Highway 18 North, Highway 27 intersection west in Vale. Have fun in the sun this spring and summer with a recreational vehicle loan from Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville with rates as low as 5.99% annual percentage rate. This loan includes campers, boats, ATVs, motorcycles, and even tractors. Come in and apply now, but hurry, limited time offer. Again, recreational vehicle loans with rates as low as 5.99% annual percentage rate at Carolina Federal Credit Union, 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville, online at carolinafcu.org or call 704-435-0186. Rates and terms are based on the evaluation of credit. Old Tom Turkey won't stand a chance after you've been to the great outdoors in Cherryville. Coming in for all of your turkey hunting needs. Just arrived the new Grind decoys, turkey shells, guns, and vests. For fishing, the great outdoors has the planer boards, and the new Gill rain suits are now in stock. Before you head out to the great outdoors. Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right behind McDonald's.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. I don't know if they know that we're back yet.
JP,
yeah,
keep talking.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, my Lord. See, now, if we said that to Tom would have daggum kept on talking. It wouldn't have made no difference what was even being told to him.
It's kind of funny.
On you too, Tom.
This is a talk show. We criticize people for talking. So we should sit inside.
But he just got through telling JP to quit talking. I mean, keep on talking, and JP just
JP doesn't talk. JP brings the breakfast and hits the button.
Tom, if you'll, right in front of you is one of the newest additions to the studios, and that little red Mustang in front of you.
Yeah, I saw that.
That is Jason Isringhausen, Cardinals Hall of Famer. Just announced this weekend, and or this past week before the season started. Him and Jose Akendo were the Cardinals Hall of Famers this year, and the ultimate weapon is Akendo. He's one of the only players. Another player did, or I think Akendo is the only one to do all 9 positions. He's played all 9 positions in a single game. Jose Akendo did for the St. Louis Cardinals.
We don't need him to fall off our.
Is he too close to the edge for you, Terry?
He's good.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I'd hate for something you just brought in here to fall and break.
They're in a red. He's in a red Mustang. That's the way they drive him in on the fields and introduce him. So there's one of those in an Okendo, and we got one for each adult. I got 2 Isringhausens. I could not find anybody that would trade me an Okendo, Terry.
Really?
I stopped 30 people. Y'all got 2 Okendos? Yeah. Well, I got this one's for my dad. This is for somebody. I could not get anybody. So I ended up going home with two Jason Isringhausen. So one is hanging out here, and one's going to go at home with the kids and all that. I do have another piece. I don't know if y'all noticed this that went in that has been added to the show. Tom, do you know what this is?
Looks like one of them things that Kansas City beats them to death.
Do they put beer in that?
That's exactly what that is.
What?
That is a beer or a beverage container. So we're gonna.
Those years are well behind me.
We're gonna take those to. My little league team's the Cardinals. You think I should fill these up with Gatorades and
as long as you put Gatorade.
And when we hit a home run,
don't give them no cheer wine.
Whoever, don't give them no cheer wine. Get them all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
That's right.
But anyway, that costs a little bit more than it should have. But I could not pass that up for everything about that though. But yeah, if you hit a home run on our team, we're gonna fill it up with Gatorade and do a bath with that. As far as baseball, I've got a few changes, complaints from what I've seen in the past years. I always know this, and I wish they would do a little bit change it. The home team hits first in Major League Baseball in batting practice. Now, the bad thing about that is, Terry, the home team, that means usually hits before the gates open. The gates open 2 hours before, home team bats 3 hours before. So wouldn't you want your and for someone who's been at a Mark McGwire batting practice and a Albert Pujols and all these other fellas, batting practice is one of the favorite things for fans to go to and do. And now you basically you just go watch the opponents to take batting practice, and that was kind of weird. So, and with that said, that means the Cardinals aren't really on the field during autograph signing time when the fans are actually there. So the only people on the field while fans are there where you can get an autograph during game time is the opposing team. So you go see all the Marlins you want. You see them take batting practice, warm up. You got to saw the Cardinals starting pitcher and main relievers warm up in the bullpen. And other than that, as Cardinals fans, you don't get to see anything. And I think they need to change or fix that. Sundays, neither team hit. Both teams just kind of throw it down and warm up. But I was kind of talking to the usher, and he's like, yeah, they come out about 3 hours before the game and warm up. He said, if you want to see any of it, you got to be here as soon as the gates open. We were there as soon as the gates open, and still they were wrapping it up. And I don't like that in particular, especially as the home team, because one of my favorite memories again is McGwire. Everyone else hitting home runs where we're sitting, and then McGwire hitting them way over our heads. And in Pujols, he hitting. You can tell in Sheffield, he didn't hit them way over your head. He hit them by you like 170 miles per hour. They were all line drives. But you remember those guys, how far they hit them in batting practice. Like, I remember Chipper and Beltran, probably the best lefties I've seen in batting practice, hit home runs. They could just put it in the same spot in the right field bleachers. And to not be able to see that, I wasn't happy with it, as far as that goes. I wasn't mad about it, but I just thought my kids would have loved to see a little bit of that. So got to see a little bit of the Marlins hit, but not much. Let's see, other things that is just, they don't do the national anthems anymore. As far as they don't announce both teams out, they don't come out to the line, announce the players start lineups. They bring some kids out. They do God Bless America and another song while they're warming up. And then they say everybody they do that. Then everybody rises to the national anthem while the players are in and out of the dugouts, and everybody stops if you're out there. But for the most part, there's nobody on the field for either team during the national anthem. And then they just announce the starting lineup over the intercom, "Hey, for the Marlins today," and he goes down through the lineup when they're up to bat. But when the Cardinals take the field, he announces them when they go out of the field. But he don't say like at catcher and the catcher runs out at first. They just, "And here's your St. Louis Cardinals," and they all run out and he goes at third base, at shortstop, and does it fast. So there's no like official like ceremonies. It's more ceremonial of the American Legion World Series.
Yeah.
Way more now. And they used to do all this. They used to do all that. And that's one thing there's a couple of non-fan friendly, just small things like that I've noticed by just going over the years that I don't think they're doing too well with those choices in my opinions on those. The netting is not too bad. It's not that high. It is noticeable, and for the people that do, that are paying for the seats to be behind it, is paying a lot. We bought off third-party tickets, so we got a lot cheaper than you got buy through the Cardinals. But first day we set, again, we got club levels for like 35 there. Second day we set like 10th, 15th row down the third baseline, and we did get a chance to got one autograph. Yovani Gallardo is a relief pitcher, and the only reason we got him, and probably is because another kid next to us started yelling at him in Spanish, and they started talking back and forth in Spanish, and he come over to sign the kid's card, and he went ahead and signed a couple of baseballs there while he was there. So my daughter and my son, I'll pull the pick up here in a little bit, both got a signed baseball from Yovani Gallardo. I just want to thank him. He's like 36-year-old pitcher. He's never really played for the Cardinals. I don't even know if he's pitched for us this year, but he's really nice, really tall fella, but he was really nice to everybody. He signed a bunch for everybody. He's the only one that signed that day. And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's almost no interaction with your home team players, unless you're part of whatever the kids club or this other thing. As far as the kids club time, you're going like this one. I felt like we were shafted. You sign up for kids club. We didn't, because part of it, you get a hat, a t-shirt, and 2 tickets. Well, we're not coming back, and the tickets had to be during the week. So we were going to be there on Sunday, so it wouldn't have been no good for us. Well, on Sundays, Major League Baseball has a program where the kids, if you got tickets to the game, can run the bases after the game. Almost every team does this, right? So we get signed up, and well, you don't have to sign up. You just go get in line or whatever. So I start talking to the usher, and the usher's been there for 20 years. This guy knows everything. He says, go. You need to go back there about the 7th inning, or you're going to be in the back of a very, very long line. It had spot showered a few times during the day, just for like 5 minutes, right? And then went back out. So we go get in line. We're 5th family in line. I'm like, heck yeah, we're here. It's 7th inning. They got a TV, so I'm watching the game on the TV in the 7th inning. The line gets almost to the upper deck. Well, there's another line over here to the side. Well, that's the kids that paid for the kids zone, right? And there's like 150 people in that one. It's not really that long at all, but there's quite a bit number of kids. It gets to the 9th inning, and another shower happens. A little quick one. When the shower happens, they bring the kids club down the ramp and under the stadium. They pay to be in the club. They go first. I swear it wasn't a minute later. Sorry, Cardinals fans in line for the running the bases. We'll be canceling the bases today because of the storms today. There is literally 1,000 kids in line right now. We've been there for 3 innings. So I missed 3 innings of baseball, and they let the kids who paid go down under. And don't tell me they didn't get to run it after the game, after they run us off. They ran us off, and then let them. Those kids didn't come back out from under. And so I tried to sign up in the 8th inning right before that happened, and they said, we closed the kids club sign-ups in the 7th. I'm like, okay, that don't make no sense. And then my son bought an all-you-can-eat popcorn bowl in like the 5th inning. We was, okay, let's go give some popcorn while we're in line. They closed that down in the 8th inning. The day before, I bought a beer in the 9th. So I could buy a beer in the 9th, but I couldn't buy popcorn in the 8th or sign up for my kids to run the bases in the 7th. So I don't know who's running or making these decisions.
Same people's keeping the coach.
But like, apparently, and I bumped elbows with him. I know you told me that. He walked right by me. I didn't notice till right there. I said, hey, I thought it was John Mabry. He used to play for him. They look alike. But it's John Mozelic. And it was him. He walked right by me there on that club level that first day when we were in there. And he had his little bow tie on and whatever. But what a dork. He just, those are my complaints. A lot of it. It used to be everything was fan friendly. I was happy about everything, either Braves, Cardinals, whatever game, but they've made some decisions on some of this stuff the last few years. Not too thrilled with it. The batting practice thing. Kind of irked me. The kids club thing, that was kind of screwy, but I can accuse them whatever I want to with that one. But
and he says I complain too much.
I mean,
that was basically 10 minutes of him complaining.
It was. Now again,
just complaining
but
about
serious
the
issues that I think that it's not even just them though. I think it's the baseball in general. Like if you're not doing the national anthems, introducing the players,
if you're not doing this for the kids who are there,
right? You ran us off in the home team. You're not even meeting the home team players. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like that. Those were kind of my issues. That. Like, just small things that they might not think they care that matters. So like Alec Burleson, I was telling Austin, he's from Lincoln. You're going to get to see him. He's going to walk by. We've got 10th row seats. Never saw him because he's in the dugout DH and never come out in the field for warm-ups. he never comes down the right. He never come down the right field line. Thought we'd at least get a picture with him. Hopefully with him walking by. Yeah. Can't expect him to stop and talk to us. But none of that. And so I don't know. In time they're talking about, a lot of these in baseball. A lot of these networks are dropping these teams left and right. And Apple's talking about a takeover for Apple TV because of the blackout rules and this. They're trying to get it on one thing. And so baseball, I think, is having issues with this. And that's kind of really what I was wanting to go with that on how y'all thought as far as the baseball-wise go. Are fan-friendly? Are they doing enough for the fans? I saw some pictures of Progressive, Tom, and it was about half full. And that's not Indians fans like. Is that a Guardians thing type feeling, or is that something else?
I just think it's just... I think the overall, like you said, if what you said is true, that would cause interest to wane a little bit, would it not? And as interest wanes, attendance goes down. I mean, they're not doing enough stuff to keep attendance. I mean, I would say that how do you build your fan base? Through the kids, right?
You do.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you got to build it through the kids. And that's like, like a parallel I see is like NASCAR. I remember when I first was a teacher, every kid had on a NASCAR t-shirt. People went, the interest, and that's what kept it going. And I think you're starting to see that in baseball. If they're not doing, the family-friendly things, the kid-friendly things. I can imagine being how disappointed would you be if you were an 8-year-old kid told you could run the bases. And now you can't run the bases. So you've got to build your fan base through the kids.
Well, I did try to explain to one lady. I was like, "Look, I know I'm preaching to whatever here, but we drove 10 hours, tickets yesterday. You say the kids can run today. We buy some extra tickets, a hotel room. That's whatever, my money. But the thing about it is my kids are 10 hours from here. They can't come back tomorrow. Yeah. They can't come back next Sunday. This is their only chance, maybe, if ever. Who knows? We missed 3 years of COVID. Once all that's happened, I don't like saying, "Hey, I'll be back in 6 months or this year." I want to do it now, and that was my point. Is that my son's 1.5. I'm gonna bring you back when he's older, but this will be a lifetime memory our family could have had, and we don't get to have it. We had our fun, tons of fun, can't complain. But that was my few little things. Is that it used to be reasons to come early to the ballpark. Now, do I have a reason to come early if I don't get to see my own team warm up? It's Build-A-Bear. I know this is a different company, but they're there. They had Fred Birds there, and you could also build the bears. I spent $157 on 3 Fred Birds. They wouldn't give me a bag, Terry.
Oh, Lordy.
Tom, they wouldn't give me a plastic bag, and it's about to rain.
Wow. That's crazy.
And you know what he said? You can buy one of our Build-A-Bear bags for $10 extra. So I need to buy 3 of them, so an extra $30
for a bag.
And you can just picture in my head trying to think. You're trying to charge me $30. I said, no plastic bags. No, I'm sorry, sir, we don't got them. So I had to go over to the Cardinals Hall of Fame store, and I talked to the guy. I said, dude, I just spent $157 over. Can I get one of these big bags, put my Fred Birds in? He goes, really, I can't. He goes, but I'm going to turn my head. He said, those ain't the big bags standing next to me, but you grab as many as you want when I turn my head. So I grabbed 5 of those, and I had a double bag Fred Bird. And then we walked by another store, and they had some big ones, and I talked to a lady in there, and she gave me the big giant bags. So, the people you spend money with, they don't even, they don't care. And that was kind of my complaint. It's more like everybody's worried about, give me that dollar, give me that money, as opposed to, are you happy with the money? You're supposed to be happy with the transaction, right? We're all good. Not like, hey, we all good. We're all happy. Kids happy. Got a Fred Bird. Hey, sorry, adult. Keep giving me money for more bags. $30 extra for bags. Come on. Just get out of here. But those are just small, unfriendly, fan-friendly things that the kids, may, and that's not just a Cardinals thing. I know in other parks, it's the kids running thing and other things like that they need to do a little bit better job with. I would say again, I love Terry going to home run, see him batting practice. Like that was so fun. Edmonds, all of them, just boom, 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 watching him hit home runs. Whether both teams, Chipper, like I said, Chipper and Sheffield, so it was so fun watching in Atlanta, and I know the new guys have to be Acuna and all those guys. The Royals were in second place, Terry. You're tied for second now.
Yeah.
Third in losses.
We lost last night to the Mets.
Guardians still in first. Tigers
9-3. Yeah, but when you play Oakland, that helps. They've played Oakland. They played the White Sox. Yeah. They've the Twins were supposed to win this division.
Not looking real well.
Somebody forgot to tell them that. But I think Cleveland could lean on its pitching, and when Bieber went down, it just broke my heart. I came up on my phone. I read that, he hadn't given up a run. I was telling Zach about that before the show.
Mm-hmm.
Not giving up a run in 2 starts, and then he goes down. Now, I was talking about they got Ramirez, they got Quan, Naylor. They're not completely inept, but they're a team that has to have their pitching. Like when McKenzie missed the season last year, that hurt them. They have got to have their pitching. They have got to, if you're Cleveland, there's a lot of 4-1 games you got to win. You got to win those. You got to win those, 3-2 games. And when Bieber's, that's just going to hurt their chances. Weak division though. There's no doubt about that, Terry. It's a weak division. You're not playing in the East, so they have a chance.
Tom Brady lived off that, so don't poo-poo that.
No, I know. It's a weak division, so I think it's anybody. I think it's anybody's.
Well, Tom, you mentioned, and that's what Kansas City is. Kansas, we spoke of this before we come on, but we went and got Walker from St. Louis. We got Reagan come from Texas off of winning the World Series last year. But you got Singler, Marsh, and a couple of guys who are right now are leading Major League Baseball in ERA starters, like a 1.31 or something like that. But we got to be able to hit, and when we play these weaker teams, we have to beat them. We swept Houston this past week, and I was absolutely tremendous because it's been a while since we swept Houston. But, we had 7-game win streak, so that's got us up to the top. But Kansas City has to, pitching-wise. That's what ours is. As long as our pitching's good, we're going to be able to stay in it.
Yeah, if you're Cleveland, you've got to. They had, arguably one of the best starting, pitching rotation in baseball. Savali's good, McKenzie's good, Bieber's good. And Plesac and Quantrill aren't bad.
Yeah.
They're had a pretty formal. That's how they're going to win games. They're going to win a lot of tight games.
When you look over on Kansas City, though, then you go hitting, and you go, okay, there's Bobby Witt, there's Perez, and then you say, who's next? And then all of a sudden you have to bring up Melendez and people like that. And people say, who's that?
And hitters are so expensive, man.
Oh, they are. And I think
it's just the small market teams just have a hard time.
It'll be one of those things when we get about June, July, when it comes that trade deadline, y'all are going to have to make some moves. Right. We're going to have to make some moves if we plan on staying in this to win it,
Or if you're in the other situation and you just fire sale. He's a free agent next year.
Yeah, here you go.
So how many prospects can we get for him to see if we could take a bunch of 22-year-olds and, see how far we can get before it's time to pay them. What's the guy's a phenomenon in Cincinnati, the 20-year-old kid? What's his name?
Ella De La Cruz?
Yeah, De La Cruz, yeah. How long do you think he's going to be in Cincinnati?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As soon as that contract's up. No.
They need to fix it.
They need to fix it.
Well, there's talking about franchises who have from top to bottom. Baltimore is one because, again, I was telling people that in here, I had a friend of mine that went down Norfolk and Charlotte were playing, and Holiday, he got to see him play. And at the end of the game, he was looking around like, who can I get to sign a baseball? And everybody was not there. And all of a sudden, he saw a bunch of kids over here, just one guy. So they went over to him, and it was Holiday there for Baltimore. And he was down there signing a little baseball. So he got a baseball signed the very next day. This kid gets pulled up to Baltimore to start. But they said their teams down below them are winners. I mean, they're not losers. So you're thinking of a lot more guys being pulled up, and that's what you got to have. And I can't stand for us to have a great farm system below us, but yet when they get to us, if we don't go ahead and sign them like Atlanta's doing with 10-year contracts, 8-year contracts, then this kid's only going to be around up there for 2 or 3 years. Then he's going to be going somewhere else.
I mean, it's just kind of frustrating, you know, like you take like a Lindor and play for Cleveland. Well, so it's time to pay him, so he's gone. And he basically called the a cheap organization that wouldn't pay, you know. So I mean, you know, it's like one of those things. It's
That
like,
hurts your fans too. Kevin's talking about fan
They just
stuff.
can't compete. They just can't compete.
You talking about with the kids and stuff? How can you attach yourself to one player and then they're gone just like you know, poof like that in the small markets too, you know?
Yeah.
And some other division, not with the same team.
Yeah, because like when I was a kid, you know, when we were all kids, we watched baseball pretty all the sports. We knew everything that was going on. And I don't think that happens as much in today's time. And Tom alluded to that with the NASCAR shirt analogy.
Yeah.
That can be for every baseball. And for us to go as kids into those ballparks and not just see our player hit 2 times or 3 times and watch them hit batting practice would make a big difference. So.
Yeah, I would hate to go back to see Kansas City when we won the title in 2015 of how many of those guys that were on that team, and we were young, have either stepped out or quit baseball. They're not even in it no more, you know, and that's only 9 years ago.
If you were going to buy, Zach could probably answer this the easiest though, but Terry, if you were going to buy a jersey of a Kansas City Royal, would you have an easy choice right now, or would you know who you would buy? Like
a Kansas City Royals jersey?
Yeah, if you was going to buy a player. Right
now. George Brett.
No.
You want to talk about now?
Current player.
Current player?
Yes, current.
Bobby Witt.
Okay.
But then, see, there's another problem. But we signed him for a while. So I would be happy with this right now. But I'm not saying at the end of this his tenure that he won't be gone. But I know that we're going to have him for at least another 5 years.
The Braves have a few guys like that.
Mm-hmm.
Tom, you got any jerseys that you would buy? You know, you could wear next year or the next and be confident.
Yeah,
in
I know.
anything like that.
I know.
So so basically, I'm sitting there in St. Louis thinking the same thing. Like, well, they're talking about trading Arenado last year, based on contracts. And Goldschmidt's not young; he's 35 or 36. We don't really have any young prospect studs. I don't.
You don't have Pujols anymore.
We don't have a Pujols.
Yeah.
We don't have.
Well, that would be me saying Perez. I would say Perez, but I know he's coming. Like, you know, how long is he going to be there?
We signed this catcher to replace Yachty, and we got a better catcher backed him up in the minors who's on the team now, hitting .330, and he's a better defensive catcher. He's nothing but a DH. That we spent $150 million on him, so we wasted that.
Yeah.
Then now our outfielder, our center fielder, Dad texted me. He said his name's Victor Scott II, not Junior. Don't know why, but he goes, he's the next Vince Coleman. Y'all, he can fly. He's 1 for 45.
Well, there you go.
Can't get on the bases.
He catches everything in the outfit. I'm telling you, he is everywhere. But he can't hit a lick.
Well, you might pull a high school and just DH for him and let the pitcher hit.
Yeah, God, if it was Wainwright, I would definitely.
Yeah.
There was a lady behind me, young lady, she's in her 20s with her boyfriend or whatever, and she said, "He's batting 0.081. Is that good?"
Yeah.
He's like,
No, that's not good. No.
He can fly, lady. He can fly is what he can do. Cardinals in last, of course. I just, you know, I text you guys the decision and this coaching the other day. It's not that like, hey, we got stud lefties batting against a lefty. He's choosing to bat. Like, we got a team of B players, right, and 2 A players. But he chooses to put these guys in bad situations. The 088, 081 players bat against the lefty. Why? I have no idea. Looked like he had no idea out there. And we've got a whole team of righties and lefties. It's not like we're lacking either way. But he chose to send out 4 lefties against the lefty. Burleson DH'd as a lefty against a lefty. Like, what is that? So I don't know what he's doing or why. Like I said, Contreras is over sitting with a hurt hand right now. His backup, the catcher's good. I like him.
But Kevin, you're 3-3 at home. You're 4-4 on the road. You're 7-7. You're still in it. You're only 3 back.
Early.
Terry, 2 of those wins are against the Marlins.
You're only 3 back.
We're 2-1 against the Marlins. The Marlins have 2 wins.
They are mediocre all the way around. Their run differential is -2, so
See?
they're 500 everywhere.
That's what I'm saying. You're gonna have a chance.
Listen, us collectively in this room is younger than the Cardinals pitching staff.
Well, that's like the exact opposite of Cleveland.
Yeah,
think of it. 81 wins is good.
Thanks, Terry.
Yeah.
Appreciate that one.
Tristan McKenzie is 26. Tanner Beebe is 25. I just looked up Logan Allen. I think he's 24. I mean, yeah, 25. Logan Allen is 25. And Gavin Williams, who's actually on the DL right now, I want to say he was 24, 25. I just went through the starting rotation. I have to look, see who's replacing. Gavin Williams is 24.
I hate y'all.
See, no. But what that shows is, why do you have all these young guys? Like Williams was says here, their first-round pick from Fayetteville. I did not realize that. From Fayetteville, and he's on a DL right now. But that's what Cleveland has to do. They get all these guys in their 20s, and what's gonna happen? They'll all be.
Well, we got Dennis Quaid out there
else.
pitching for us, and Kevin Costner.
I do want to ask y'all a question before we finish this baseball
is this
thing.
How y'all drove this up, Terry?
Well, I'm gonna tell you,
It worked.
if we would have took Bobby Witt out just then with that play, I'd have been like, "What are we doing, second baseman? What are you doing?"
You know why it's funny? Because neither one of them got hurt.
Right.
I know.
You know, but if this guy tears his ACL or something stupid,
I wasn't worried about the second baseman.
head, man.
I'm worried about my shortstop.
You don't care about that second baseman.
I do want to ask y'all a question before we get off the baseball thing. Go ahead, Kev. Did you have
I
something?
gotta keep going.
I had a baseball thing. I had talked to a mutual friend of mine and Kevin's this week. Kevin wasn't at a church this Wednesday, so I couldn't run it by him. But we was talking about Mike Trout, and we all know how most of us do that. So we was talking about Hall of Famers, and I got him to finally say that Ken Griffey Jr. was better than him. But I told him that I would take Andrew Jones prime before I take Mike Trout. Do you guys think that that's out of the ballpark on that?
No.
He thought I was just completely nuts.
What's his WAR?
Yeah.
And that's that. And Tom, you say that and we laugh at it. They can't say a single sentence or argument without saying
his whole
that word.
argument was his batting average. I said, but his defense makes up for all that.
Right.
So, and he's like, I said, Trout couldn't catch a cold. He'd have a ball go off his head like Canseco did in the outfield. And he wanted Trout. Trout's the epitome, and this is an old guy. Probably know what I'm talking about.
He watches ESPN, and he probably thinks Derek Jeter's better than Ozzie Smith. So that's the type of people.
Oh, he does.
That's what I'm saying. If you that's I can tell if you watch ESPN. All you gotta do is say Mike Trout or Derek Jeter.
But I didn't think I was that far out of left field to say Andrew Jones is. I would take him any day over Mike Trout.
They strike out the same. One plays defense, and they both hit the same number of homers. What's the difference? What does Mike Trout do better? So ask him that. What does Mike Trout do better than Andrew Jones did? And if the argue was batting average, well, okay. Again, defensively, do you want the
That's pretty much what I brought up.
Top 3 center fielders of all time. You got Willie Mays, Ken Griffey Jr., and him. If you got somebody else, DiMaggio or whatever, you're older than me, that's fine. But that's 3 that I know of. And defensively, so if you're the people that poo-poo the defensive stuff,
because he has 10. Griffey had 10 Gold Gloves.
I think so, something like that.
It was 10. When he acquiesced and said that Griffey was better, but he would not say he would take Andrew Jones any day of the year over them. So anyway.
Busch Stadium's attendance for Cardinals rookie Sonny Gray's debut, 31,000. I just told you the Battlehawks drew 39,000. The smallest crowd, that is the smaller than any crowd last season, and the 4th smallest crowd in the new stadium's history, including the pandemic.
Excluding
the pandemic.
How many do you know how many the stadium would hold?
It's 48.
Okay,
something like that.
I didn't have a clue what the baseball stadium held.
It's in the 40s. Most of them are. It's let's see, any more baseball stats? I'll show you a couple pictures.
How many games do the Battlehawks play at home, though?
It's 4 or 5. I think they play 8 or 10 games total.
So you're telling me that a team with around 80 home games, 81 home games, should draw more than a team with 4. It's a bigger event, though, if it's only going to be 4 a year, is it not?
It is true.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
you
they
know,
ain't got nobody that they're drawing with. That's the biggest deal. You know,
But I'm talking about the St. Louis Cardinals.
right? That was my
Not-
argument. This is the.
I tried to look up.
the.
I think the last year I was reading there that the Guardians had the largest increase in attendance. Like they went up like 9% or 10%.
It takes 3 or 4 years for a Spanish team to catch on.
That's what I'm saying.
Cardinals lowest
rating. Waiting on that.
lowest rating in 2 decades for their weekend opener. How about this from the have y'all seen this stuff with the uniforms and Fanatics messing up these uniforms? So that they're not at the same quality. And get this, besides these teams, but these teams, just talk about these two. Minnesota's cream uniforms, or Twin City white and cream uniforms, and the Cardinals blue uniforms aren't available till June because they haven't made them yet. Fanatics has not made
That's by far my favorite.
The professional teams extra jerseys.
Well,
We
you
don't
gotta
have a third jersey right now.
They ran out of sweatshop labor, I guess.
Like how does that? They get the rights, and so the stuff isn't sewn on in now. It's like it's sewn and ironed on. It's some kind of the quality's not good, and everybody, the players are complaining about it big time. It's like the Seinfeld episode.
Yeah, I've heard it's not comfortable.
Remember that one?
I heard they were see through on the pants.
Yes, they are. The white pants are see through.
You know what? You know what's funny? It's related but not. I always forget the Cardinals have those baby.
That's
blue
my
uniforms.
favorite jersey.
I always forget they have those. I don't know why.
I love the baby blue Cardinals. I love the baby blue Phillies. I love the baby blue.
When I think of the Cardinals, when I think about the Cardinals, I think red.
Yeah.
I forget about those blue.
What's funny is, so you call them baby blues, right? We talked about this the other day. We're sitting in the stadium, and Sunday they gave out blue hoodies. Okay, and the guy come out and he goes, "All right, folks, first of all, you need to know that these hoodies are one size fits some." It says, "Do not ask for a size. You will be told to move on. You're not getting one. They're all extra larges. If you do not fit in that category, I'm sorry." And this is the ticket guy announcing everybody. But we started talking about, I bet everybody says baby blues like Tom says. But I bet here, I call them Carolina blues. And it just comes out of my mouth, the Carolina blues when I see them. And I told him, I said, I bet nobody calls them Carolina blues, but like me and a few other people here.
You know what we called it in soccer? We called it Argentina blue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's because
isn't it striped or with white and blue stripes?
Well, I mean, it was just that light blue. Like I would look it up, like because I had to get my soccer uniform, so I'd look up like Carolina blue and think, well, where is it? Well, it's Argentina blue.
So this has been a big thing the past few weeks: is pitchers' arms and elbows. And this is, somebody has pointed this out, that they believe this is the main cause of it. Is if you'll watch the pitchers that are getting hurt, they're coming with a flat elbow as opposed to a up elbow like Nolan Ryan did, and that's why he never had any problems. And that the flat elbow causes more stress into the ligaments there, and that's one of the problems. Another problem is one of the pitchers was complaining about. He's saying the balls are so slick and we can't put tacky stuff on it, is that he's having to hold the ball closer and further back in the palm of his hand. And he says he knows a lot of pitchers are having to do that too. And what that also does, think about when you squeeze your hand, those forearm muscles are squeezing too, and those connect to your elbow. So he thinks the ball is part of the problem, plus a little bit of this right here.
I just know in the adult league, when we see them spit on their hands, we don't say nothing to them. we're like, get a good grip on that ball as you can. We don't really. And most of the guys, it's just kind of like an unwritten rule. It's just like you just don't say anything about it. It's like, and then every once in a while you'll have a turd. It's like, well, he didn't wipe it off. I'm like, do you want to get hit? So I mean, it's just one of those things where I totally agree that. I mean, even if I guess I could understand why people would have problems with it, but I want him to throw me a strike, so I can hit.
Zach, hit the button. This is the Dodgers visited the Brewers this past week. Did you guys see this? And the sideline reporter for the Dodgers really, really wanted to ride Bernie the Brewers slide. And this is what happened.
David Vassay's been talking for 3 days about going down the slide here in Milwaukee. I've never heard somebody so excited about doing anything, and David did do it today. Watch.
All right, here we go. Holy crap! Holy crap! Holy crap! Holy crap! Holy crap!
Hey, watch.
Strike on Muncie. Oh no. Okay.
Did he break his
First,
rib?
I want to report that he's okay.
Oh my God! What a wuss.
Wait.
Dave.
Hi guys.
David Vassay's has been talking for 3 days about.
He broke his arm.
Wow.
Watch when he did it. Watch. He hits the wall right here. Boom.
Yep, there it was.
Right there. His arm gets caught between himself and his hip. Breaks it. And the announcer rides the slide, and there he is.
I bet you they will have pads.
I bet they won't let any more announcers go down the slide. The lawyers shut that one down pretty rude.
But that's why I just don't I don't do a lot of things like that because, guys like me and Terry, we're still out there trying to call ball games and things. You break an arm or you miss the season. You know what I mean? It's like you can't. You can't do it.
This one's for Calvin Hastings, if he's out there listening.
Deepest.
Danny Mendick, minor league pitcher for the Charlotte Knights, comes into the ball game and throws a 3-pitch strikeout eephus, 35, 37, and 35 miles per hour. Tom, and if you know anything about Calvin Hastings, this was his strikeout pitch to young hitters growing up in the 80s and 90s.
Calvin says it still works.
No, it does. He'll throw it every pitch.
That's right.
The funniest thing is him throwing it to like home run hitters that think they're going about to hit one a mile and spin themselves into the ground.
Try that guy. Try to stop the first pitch, Kevin, right as it gets to the batter before he swings.
Okay. Hold on. This one.
Right here. Stop. No, too late. Right there. It's crossing at the hands. That's not a strike.
Oh, Lordy. Oh, my God.
It looked like a strike when it finished.
Hey, look where it finished.
I'm glad y'all brought that up because there's a big controversy last night. And let me scroll up. Angel Hernandez. This is the controversy about the strikes.
Oh.
And what you said about crossing. I have been saying this for years about this K zone, and it is not accurate about where it's crossing.
Because this is a
watch
strike.
where the circle goes and watch where the ball goes.
Yeah, bam, right there. It was a strike when it went across.
Now, does that little circle not going where his mitt goes? Watch the circles. This is my new conspiracy. The circles are going boom on the mitt. It didn't go where that ball crossed.
Let me tell you.
Did it? Look, that is where the mitt goes. Is where that circle goes. So am I not correct in that?
Mm-hmm. You're right.
I'm showing it.
Let me tell you something. There was a kid at Crest last night. It was a 2-1 game. I was behind the plate. He was throwing that exact same pitch.
He throws 3 straight out here.
It was one of those things where it was like bang. I'm like, finish the lap. That crossed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
where's it crossed?
You had to, because he had good, just like that.
That movement on
right
his
there
pitch.
at the end. It's like,
yes.
Because I was looking at him like, man, that crossed. You know, you give it to him.
Yep.
And like he threw that. And then they get greedy, like they'll line up outside and want to get it way outside. They get greedy. But I'm telling you, when the catcher sat up right there, and the pitcher threw the pitch, and I knew it was coming, and I was like, man, that thing's crossing.
If that square on that if that square is
Yeah.
not on that screen, do those not look like a lot better pitches?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that little circle is popping up when it hits the mitt. Boom! Look at it. It's not popping up when it
And
crosses
then
that
they
plate.
showing where it hit.
But it's
like
going
way out
through.
here.
But you got to
It's
look though.
across,
It's going
yeah.
through the square.
Yeah.
The square's over the plate. Does that make sense? The square's over the
Well, where
plate.
it ends up back there is nothing. It's
Right.
where it crossed.
Yeah, because he's what, a foot and a half behind the plate.
Right, Tom's saying exactly right. I pitched sidearm, so I spun the ball either left or right. I wanted those pitches crossing that plate because if I threw it anywhere closer to the plate,
It's
Yeah.
getting
Oh,
smoked.
yeah.
Yeah.
The tattoo.
because it wasn't hard. So that's the Greg Maddox corners that he used to get with his little change ups that would move. But you're Tom's 100% right on that. I'm glad you brought that up.
I'm telling you, and I'm mad at myself because I can't remember the kid's name. It was number 26 for Crest. Good kid, good kid, good attitude. But he threw that same pitch, and I tell you, if you've done a few bad baseball games, like as I did, and it's like you're just hunting a strike, and you're just hunting a strike, and then like you got a kid throwing that pitch, and the kid for Stuart Kramer was good too, man. I mean, he threw a good curveball too, but his started, it looked like it was going to be inside, and his would come back and right over the plate. Both right-handers throwing the same pitch, just different location. You know what I mean? Like throwing a very similar pitch, just different location. And both of them were real good. But when you see that pitch, man, it's like
same
it's like,
pitch,
man.
different networks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's the networks TV.
Yeah.
It's not Major League Baseball putting a zone out there. So this is the TV zones, and then people are getting mad and having arguments over this stuff about what's a strike.
Plus,
and what's not.
if you look at that zone is maybe just a little above the belt.
Right. How do you know?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go
That's
a little
too low,
higher
right.
than that.
I 100% agree on that.
Yeah, I mean, you can go a little higher than that. Because, of course, if you call it out their stomach, they say it's at the chest. I was like, no, son, that's not your chest. I mean, it doesn't matter. And if you call it at the chest, they say it's in their eyes. I mean, that's just baseball.
All right, Zach, hit the computer button. Here's Ozzie Guillen Tom talking about the pitchers getting hurt and stuff.
Yeah.
It seems like the same way. You mean like
running the bases.
Running the bases. Everything is about legs. I don't know. Like I always say, John Krug say, fat, never pull.
You can't pull fat.
Nope. All those eat right. Be careful what you eat. Don't eat cheeseburger. Here's the nah, man. I remember those guys go here drinking 2, 6, 7, 12 Budweiser. Give me 3 hamburger and go get it, boys.
Didn't go on the injured list.
And they play all year long.
Yeah.
John Krug was never on the injured list.
That's like the old wrestlers.
I'm gonna tell you, when you watch that though, and I love the K Zone when they're talking about different people, because I know one that I was watching the other day, and they had old Matt Carpenter on there, and just the things that he would tell you that he sees when he's pitching compared to what a batter's doing was amazing. And, and he said, this is all I would look for. He says, what that guy was doing when I throw certain different balls,
The Rome Braves changed their nickname to the Rome Emperors, as in Emperor Penguins. And now, Tom, can you guess how they celebrate?
I don't want to know.
They waddle. They waddle. Time. Waddle.
And there's the waddle.
I'm just going to tell you. No, that's something else, Terry, and I know you've seen it. The double dance. Everybody has to have a double dance. They got to do some stupid thing when they hit a double. I mean, it's just. Was that after a double?
Yeah, it's a double.
Okay, yeah.
That's against the Hickory Crawdads, by the way.
But everybody's got to have a double dance and all this. I don't know why. I mean, I know that Kevin's going to say, "Well, Tom's Mr. No Fun." I don't like it. I don't like it.
I get it.
I don't like it, but there's a lot of things. Like a couple times I had to, I'll say this in general, and I'm not calling out anybody, but in general, I think that coaches did a better job of taking care of their dugouts, and now they don't. You know what I mean? It's just. It's just like, years ago, man, if you acted the fool in the dugout, man, somebody jumped your stuff, and that was the end of it. Now, the way they act, it's just,
I told y'all boys about this last week. Here's the audio of the Tampa Rays playing doorbell sounds to get the dogs barking.
Margot, 6 of 7 in the running department.
So that was
hear them in the background.
On dog night. They were playing doorbell sounds to make the dogs bark and make noises.
My wife has door alarms. She's got door alarms on like 3 doors and in the mailbox. And I tell you, there must be a gremlin somewhere, because that thing will go off at 3 o'clock in the morning. I think it's a porch pirate checking, make sure there's nothing in the mailbox or something. But I'll tell you, it'll be 3 a.m. dead silent. You'll hear that, and them dogs just go nuts. I mean, they just go running around the house. Now, every time that thing goes off. So I'm telling you, man, it's like Pavlov's dogs in there.
Remember, Zach, today's guys aren't doing steroids at all. This is Adolis Garcia last year and then this year.
Yeah, he's roiding. Yeah.
Creatine and push-ups, Tom. That's what they tell me down on.
And roids.
And raw chicken. That's what they tell me down the streets.
And roids.
And roids.
And roids.
I think I may have 1 or 2 more. Any other news and notes you guys got on baseball before we get out of here?
No.
Anything else? Guardians or Royals, or one of those going to win that division, or y'all going to let somebody else take it?
I'm telling you what.
If I was a betting man,
it would just be such a great story for the Indians to win. Excuse me.
the Guardians to win that division with all that young pitching, because it's so fun to watch the young guys win. You know, the team that's not supposed to win does it, but you know, when you run into the Yanks or somebody like that, you know, they got to play them at 12 today. I'm interested to see how they do against the Yankees. You know what I mean? Because I think this is a real test. You know, this isn't the Chicago White Sox. This is the New York Yankees. So I'm interested to see how they do in this series. Talk to me next week, Kevin. If they get swept, then but we'll see how they do.
All right, real quick, I'm going to scroll through some photos from St. Louis. This is from the arch looking into Busch Stadium. It's zoomed in, actually. That's not a actual.
I saw it from the train. I saw
picture.
it from the Amtrak when I went by. I think I took a picture of it. And
This
sent
is
it to
Bell looking up at the sky, or me looking up at the sky from it, right below it. This is Dippin' Dots in a ice cream of the future. Calvin's been saying that for 35 years. So is the company. But you can't go to the ballpark without getting one in a helmet for the kids. So that had to pay a couple
So is that
extra
your wife saying, I wanted to go to the Bahamas, but you took me to St. Louis?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now she had a good time. That is the actual beer place right there in the background that I bought in the ninth inning from, but could not buy, like I said, popcorn in the eighth.
Is that where you got the baseball bat?
That is no, that's different. That was Sunday. That's a different day. Whoops.
And Austin looks like Calvin in that picture, I think. That picture.
It's
really
us in
does.
front of the Ozzie
Yeah.
Smith statue. I couldn't get that guy in the background to move. We waited for a minute, and he just kept on having his conversation. He didn't care about us. That's fine. St. Louis Zoo. I talked about that. That's free. That's the penguin exhibit. You could actually, if you wanted to, touch the penguin. They don't want you to slap a penguin, but you could touch it if it come up to you, right there over the edge. But they had a good time with that. Like I said, it's a free zoo. Parking's not the best for it, but it is free to get into, and they do have. Pretty much about every animal but dinosaurs you can get.
I like the
That's a good
I like the
picture
kids'
there.
hats.
I like the picture there.
Yeah, the picture's
That's
good.
good.
I was just
Yeah.
I'm a hat fan. I like the kids' hats. I like that dark.
That's dead center field, right next to the center field grass area where they got signs up where you will be prosecuted if you go in the grass. I wonder how they do it if you send a kid up out
Oh
there.
no,
to get
they
the
got
ball.
a sign right in behind there that he covered. It says "We pull for Kansas City."
Listen, there was a group of Dodgers fans there. 3 people wearing Dodgers shirts. I don't know why you're at this game. And
Yeah.
you decided to wear your Dodgers.
You see
gear.
that all the time, though. You see like two teams.
It's usually
play.
like one guy in
Yeah.
it, but not like a whole group. That's why I thought it was weird. I did see Tom. In fact, did you say that, Tom? I saw those 3 Dodgers fans were more than the 2 Marlins fans I saw in the whole stadium.
What's that sign say over there, Kevin? That was right beside you.
They were talking about where they came from. There's
Oh,
my
okay.
checklist, like Busch Stadium,
Yeah.
Arch, things like that, and they gave some of those away. So this is this is actually a gate you're looking at that they can open and walk through there. So this is where we got our autograph signed at. This is the only place. You're looking at the only Cardinals that were on the field the whole day when we were down there, Terry. It's part of the pitching staff and the catchers and stuff, and that's what I was saying about the fan friendly experience. Nobody walked by right here the whole. We were down there an hour, and the usher told us, he said that's the best time if they're there, and they didn't come by for that. There's the Fred Bird.
There you go.
Made you on Fred Bird, and let me tell you what. Each one got their own Fred Bird. Barron claimed all 3. He had them sitting up in the seats, and they were watching the game with him, and he was sitting there. Amy's got the picture, but he's sitting there in the seat with them behind him, and they're all watching the game together. It's a cute little picture, but he loved his Fred Bird, so that was his good time. So this is the view from the first day. This is what the club level seats that you can
That's
go
a nice
inside
seat
when
with
you
the
got
arch in
cold.
behind it. Yeah.
Those were $27 a piece before taxes and fees. So you can find some good deals. The green seats, if you look down below, those are the ones that you're not going to get for under $100 or $200. I did my best to get as close to good. You can get some of the red ones for under $100, like $67,
You still got
$70.
good views. I mean,
but to get right behind
I
the
like
dugout
that.
for $65,
I like
for
that.
2 people.
and I'll say
fantastic.
this, but being in wrestling stadiums and stuff, as when you take the picture, you're closer
than what that looks.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I was trying
Yeah.
to. Yeah.
Yeah, I like those seats.
This was not. This is pretty much. I'm zoomed in, but this is kind of our seats from the second days. I wanted you to kind of see the net, how it kind of looked, and what you guys you kind of see how you thought about that a little bit.
I don't think it'd be as long as it wasn't like obstructing your view terribly.
This is me in Austin at the Battlehawks game. So you can see the. So we're on that mid level. You see the scoreboard in the background. That's the level that we're on. Is that
Where's your
mid-level.
Battlehawks T-shirt?
Didn't purchase one of those $35 T-shirts. Here, sir? Would you like a souvenir? And for you and your family, everything $100, $150, $100. Might as well just have a Ben Franklin on. You can't buy nothing. We can't have too many kids, Tom. You did good with one. It'd be more affordable for you.
Never, ever,
three times
never,
more
ever
expensive.
poo-poo your children. I will tell you that. I would love to be poor and have 2 more children.
All right, this is Dad's favorite part of it, obviously. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm going to zoom in as much as I can. This is a brick with Dad's name on it. It says Calvin Hastings and Family, Cards Fans Forever. Barron didn't quite make it to the stadium on the ride. We'll walk over from the hotel. He's asleep there. But the other two, so you buy when they built the stadium as part of fundraising, you could purchase a brick, and they've got them out there. They used to be next to a statue, but they moved all the statues, and there used to be statues between each set of bricks. You see the square. There's a bunch of squares down around the stadium like that, and there used to be the statues between them, but they moved. Like I said, they moved the statues. I think we were beside Enos Slaughter at first, and they moved everything up forward. But that's our brick there in the stadium, and I got to go visit it and have the grandkids point it out for him. That's the view from the upper deck, Zach, you're talking about. That kind of gives you a little bit better view. We didn't have the front.
Bear didn't have a good view. He wasn't happy.
Well, right there, that's when he was setting up the Fredbirds in the seat. He was making Austin and Bell move and get out of the seat so he could put Fredbird down. And then Terry, the people there's 4 of us, right? He don't have to buy a ticket, so we bought 4 tickets. There's 2 empty seats or about 10 empty seats next to us. Top of the 3rd, somebody finally comes and wants us to move. I was sitting in the 5th seat, and they wanted me to move. Well, they had a kid. They had kids and stuff too. They sat in that seat for 1 inning and got up and left. Come down there, made me move over 1 seat, sat there for 1 inning, and got up and left. So glad they got their seats. This is down there right after they got their ball signed from Gallardo. So that was pretty exciting. They were pretty pumped. They had no idea who he was. Dad didn't even know who he was. So like I said, he's a new pitcher. But he was at least kind enough to come over and sign autographs for the kids. This is him right here. And you can kind of reach around that screen or reach under it. But that door, it is a door that actually opens. So they have doors on the screens for, you wonder how some of the people get down there to do the national anthems and stuff, that they have some doors. This is us standing in line. I told you it was about 5th in line. There's our all-you-can-eat popcorn, Terry. We couldn't refill. And then the line, and then the ramp, you see there's nobody on it right now. That's when we first started. I can tell you, it was all the way to the upper deck at the end of the day. Then they told all us to leave. So how was that? We'll be back in a minute. We're going to finish up with NASCAR and Masters and a few other news and notes. KDCBroadcasting.com. Probably. I'm making fun of the.
All right, just want to remind our listeners that over at James River Equipment, there's remote 10 to 2. Go over there. I think they got some hot dogs over there. Good stuff for you, Calvin, and the gang.
Door
are over there.
prizes, hot
So
dogs,
door prizes.
foods, drinks. We're going to send out there
Do
in
what?
just a minute.
You
JP,
going
what'd
out
you
there
say?
too, Kevin?
That's not, yeah, I'm
That's
going to go
right.
right out there.
Yeah. And
I
don't
gotta go
forget
home first.
McDonald's, our sponsor.
Yeah.
Heisman Trophy Association extended their sympathies to O.J. Simpson and his family, but Reggie Bush don't have his Heisman, Terry, and kids are getting paid more than Reggie Bush gets paid now. I don't know. Golly. We'll go skip over that. All right, was baseball. I did skip over something in baseball, guys. I got some Conseco for you this week. He's just on a roll this week. He's arguing with some kid, but I just got to go. Let's see. Oh, now he's talking about Diddy. OJ was a murderer.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. But he gave Happy Eclipse Day except to that one guy, you know. Happy Easter except to that guy, you all know. And then Friday, he just said Happy Friday except for that one guy, you know. So I was trying to round him up, but I ain't got enough time for all the Consecos on that one. But he was on a roll this week, wishing everybody happy every day except for A-Rod.
But I tell you what, he's obsessed with A-Rod, though. I mean, let it go. Let it go, dude.
His wife cheated on him.
So what? So like if a dude cheats with your wife and all you do is talk about him every day, it's like
a little weird.
I'd sit back and say, yeah, still living in your head rent free.
Terry, this is why. Terry, this is why people like Tom. This is like people like Tom don't make tackles.
Yeah, I've seen this.
XFL kicking star named Destroying. Since we got Terry here with the Destroyer, this is his name, Tom. Kicker. And he got a neck injury for making this tackle. And watch Tom tackle Leon Johnson here. Zach, hit the button.
Okay.
I think it's 19 right there. And
he led with his head.
Broken neck.
Hey, that was Donald?
Oh, I bet everybody slapped him on top of his helmet, too, before it's over.
And then he walks into people.
He walked around. He didn't know, obviously, right at that point.
He got the bobblehead.
He walked around with a cracked neck.
He led with his head.
Probably think I just need to pop my
Should have been a penalty. Should have been a penalty.
If you would have told me during the 2016 Ryder Cup that over the next 28 majors, we would have more solar eclipses than Rory or Spieth combined major wins. I've been saving for that one for Chip, but Chip's not here, so I had to throw that one out there. Let's see. He must be having a day now. They had all kinds of weather there yesterday. Scheffler and DeChambeau still
That's what I saw last time when I looked up there, yeah.
In his career at the Masters, Rory is 94 under par on the par fives, plus 67 on everything else. Par fives are the place, or what you do.
That's normal.
Yeah,
that's normal.
At Augusta.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you have to make 3s and 4s on those. So. But yeah, they're doing a live update here. I'm trying to see the leaderboard.
All right, Terry, you remember the Dan Quinn controversy in the fall? Some
That
people
Thomason?
said they were kind of they might have thrown the game or it looked weird so he could get a job. You remember that controversy?
Yeah.
This is LaDainian Thomason
Thought that was
outright
Thomason.
accusing his coaches of tanking or blowing a playoff game so he could become a head coach.
Says it and think about certain things.
You went from Marty to North Turner.
But remember, who's the offense coordinator? You guys remember at that time? Cameron.
Oh, don't say that.
Did he not get what job did he get right after we lost?
He came and be my head coach, and that is terrible.
So in my mind, did we just throw the game for a head coaching job?
Ooh.
Did we just?
So you say let's finish now. If we lose now, I get to go take my interviews. I get to go take a job.
You play football a certain way. If you're up by 11, or if you're up in the second half, Freddie T, what we doing?
Tote that thing.
We toting that thing.
Yep.
How do I not get the ball?
Lorenzo said, Neal said that if you'd have got it more in the second half, y'all win the game.
And that's why I said we have all had a chance to think about this stuff, process it, and the fact that, someone gets it right after we lose. Guys, I appreciate everything. You guys play hard for me. I'm going to take this Miami job. What?
Hold up. Terry, comments, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean,
Think coaches are doing it?
Could be.
I'm not saying. I mean, there's a lot of things nowadays that you sit back and I know we're getting ready to go to NASCAR, but sometimes you wonder about last week. I mean,
on Friday, Tyler Brand of Dartmouth made a triple bogey, 3 doubles, 5 bogeys to shoot 84, the second worst round of the day. The very next day, this is during the amateur stuff, he had 8 birdies with a 61, having the best round of the day. Then, the third round, he had to withdraw because he got a concussion because he walked into a tree he didn't see.
Amazing.
Same guy. Worst round of the day on Thursday. Best round on Friday. Concusses himself walking into a tree on Saturday, Terry. Does it
only in America.
Does it get any better than that or weirder than that?
That's insane. It's crazy.
NASCAR racing this weekend is in Texas. Terry, usually pretty decent race in Texas, right?
Yeah, I'll predict the winner.
Okay, go ahead, Terry.
Kyle Busch.
Got you. Got you.
We didn't see that coming.
Today, practice at 10:30, qualifying 11:20, Xfinity Series 1:30, and Cup Series tomorrow 3:30. Auto Trader, Echo Park Automotive 400. Jimmy Johnson is racing in this. If he's racing, he expects to compete like Tiger. He thinks he's got a chance to win. Don't know if he can, but Texas is one. He has won at. He's got some cowboy hats.
Got
and
to
stuff
stay
too.
away from Rex. It seems like he always gets bumped.
Rex who?
Rex. Rex.
With a W?
Yeah.
Not REX. I got a little soundbite from him, then a couple more, and then we'll get out of here. The golf. Did you see Spieth hit it on the roof the other day for a free drop, Terry?
No.
He was next to a drainage pipe, and I'll show you in a minute. This is Jimmy real quick. Let's let him get the sound real quick. This is him talking about his clocks, Terry. We talked about last week.
At Martinsville, and here are 8 of my 9. We're in my man cave, and I have this nice wall layered in with my Martinsville wind clocks. Give it a little bump start. Oh, shit. Oh. A little aggressive.
How come he didn't give someone
That's
another
working. No second hand.
That's what I'm saying. You only need one, don't you?
Jimmy, do you have any idea how those
Or
work?
maybe kept 2.
I have no idea how they work. This one has a bunch of foam up inside of it.
Has no idea how any of it works.
Could you imagine what those would be worth?
I'm gonna tell you,
With him winning them, you know?
Yeah. Who's the guy that's playing in the thing? I don't think he made the cut though. I think he got cut yesterday. He's Lambreth. He come from South Africa. He's 6'8".
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Good gracious, imagine his clubs.
Now, they said when he's walking in the room, he's hit more walls on account of the guy that's smaller than him in front of him. And
Right, so he didn't knock himself on a tree.
Yeah, like duck.
This is
no OB
hitting
over here.
He couldn't hit over the drain because of his swing, so he goes sideways. And he
Of all the things I expected to see today, Dan, I didn't expect to see
a free
on top of the roof. We've seen it all from Joe.
Did he do it on purpose?
Yes. I'm going to show you where he ended up. This is his drop. He's stuck here behind the drain. No, over here. His second shot went left over here. So instead of, he couldn't go straight over the drain towards the hole with that swing.
He done it on
He
purpose.
goes left onto this clubhouse and gets the drop way back over here.
I bet he was going for that clubhouse.
No, he went straight to that one.
I'm talking about on that
This
second shot. Let's see how he hit it.
Oh, on that one?
You think he tried to hit it
He
that
might
time?
have that time. I'm not sure.
And then
but
he was
yeah.
like, "Well, I'm definitely getting on this one."
Golf got some weird rules, Terry, and that's if
Yeah,
that house is if
that's
that's
true.
not a permanent building, you get a free drop from it basically. 1995, Terry, the Cowboys traded the 28th pick in the draft because they felt no players could start for them, and the Tampa Bay Bucks drafted Derek Brooks. Jerry Jones is so awesome. It's awesomely terrible.
He didn't have his grandson to call at that time, so.
Real quick, Zach, hit some
boy right here, Cole Whiteman. You don't take this for granted. You hear me? This is a blessing
This is Gary Payton telling Earl Watson how to guard, what to do about John Stockton.
for you. When you face him, it's Mr. Stockton. I get in the game, pick him up full court. I'm like 21, just turning 20. Telling this dude got real chest hair coming out of Jersey, dog. So I'm picking him up full court, and Stock didn't have a lot to him, but he hit them angles quick. And Stock ran his offense from inside college 3. Because if you touched him, it was a foul. And I remember he get inside college, like he is not about to walk me to the free throw line and run the play.
It's about to walk you to the free throw line
So
every
stand them up. We bounce off each
Every
other.
play.
The ball go right past my face. I duck. I'm thinking it's a back door. No, it's behind me. The ball in my face. I look back at him. He said, "Back the f up." If they could you, they were punk. But if they wasn't gonna you, then they respected you.
So he's talking about the Jazz punk and he just threw the ball at Earl Watson's face because he got too close to him. That's what people don't get. Stockton was crazy. Like him and Mullen were like street crazy. Like, you didn't mess with those two. All right, I run out of time. We got to go out to James River Equipment today. Calvin and the gang. Go out there and check out the John Deere's, tractors, lawnmowers, all kinds of stuff. They got toys, guys. You got your kids, go inside. They got John Deere toys that are really cool. They got snacks, refreshments, food, and everything. I'm going to be out over there here in just a little bit. Got to ride home and pick up probably the son. The girl's got to go somewhere, but I'll be out there just a little bit, guys. So check them out today. James River Equipment Shelby on North Post Road, right? KDCBroadcasting.com.